Sample rate is a 10-year term life policy for 35-year-old healthy, non-smoking male. Billed monthly.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Premium Automobile Studios, powering your drive with 10 brands and 20 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The Larry Steinhouse Show.
Woohoo! All right. Debbie asked me to revamp the intro using ChatGPT, and here we go. You ready?
Oh my God! Again?
I forgot about that.
Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to the electrifying Larry Steinhouse Show. We are coming to you live from the vibrant heart of Investor Schooling headquarters in beautiful Bucks County, Pennsylvania. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse. I am the CEO of Investor Schooling, and I'm on a mission to transform financial education into an exhilarating experience that is not just for the experts, but for you, including Omri.
Appreciate that.
Today, we're diving deep into the world of wealth building, whether it's real estate investing, stock options trading, navigating the stock market, or discovering how to supercharge your retirement funds. We've got the insights you need to thrive. Got questions? Don't hold back. Call us anytime during the show at
855-939-1137. Yes, I'm thrilled as well. 855-939-1137. Call, I'm ready. 855-939-1137.
It sounds like Omri was kicked in the... We're here to help tackle all your burning questions about money, finances, or anything else you want to chat about, even politics. Yes. And guess what? We're live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. Drop us a comment and say hello. Let's make this a two-way conversation. And of course, I'm thrilled to be joined by my fantastic co-host, the brilliant Dr. Debbie Anderson, and the inspiring Omri Morad, affectionately known as the Immigrant. Not to mention our wonderful producer,
Sweet
Glenn Page, who is all set to take your calls and get you on the air to discuss finances, real estate, the stock market, and yes, even politics. So don't hesitate. Give us a ring at
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. Calm down. It's 855-939-1137.
Remember, the Larry Steinhouse Show is powered by Investor Schooling. Here we unveil money secrets that you probably never knew existed. Our focus is practical learning, arming you with real-world skills in real estate investing, stock options, tax-saving strategies, and the keys to unlocking your financial freedom. Our headquarters might be right here. Oh, yeah, okay. Oh, I was doing so well. I was like,
you were doing so well. What happened?
Our headquarters might be right here in Bucks County, but our online courses are we're reaching eager investors everywhere. Don't miss out. RSVP for a free class this Thursday night at
investorschooling.com. I'm sorry, I'm exhausted. That's investorschooling.com.
It's a 5-minute thing, and they're already spent. Typical man.
Not investors, investorschooling.com.
All right, let's get started on your journey to financial success. How was that, Deb?
That was good, actually.
I liked it a lot.
Yeah, I thought that was good. That was very good.
ChatGPT to the rescue! Woohoo! Man, I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could actually keep up that energy. That was awesome. Right? No, wait,
right.
Hold on. I got the wrong thing here. I'm trying. My iPad just came back on, and now I got to figure out how to get it to work.
That's all right. So Larry's trying to figure out how the iPad works. Omri's over here on his computer because he forgets that we're on the radio show.
Yeah, so all of us are doing things that we shouldn't be doing. We should be all...
Well, I'm actually here listening, but everybody else is doing something else.
All right,
okay, so you're the responsible person. So now you do it.
Yeah, you're now the responsible person.
I'm the responsible person while everybody else is doing all their stuff.
Yeah.
Do it. Come on, we're listening to you.
Yeah, whatever you just...
So I'm in a little bit of a funk today.
What?
I'm in a
funk? What's the matter?
In a little bit of a funk. So, we had class on Thursday, and we went over... So Thursday, I asked Larry to go over a couple deals for me. I asked him before class, and he said, no, let's do it during class. So we went over these two deals. So the one, it's Saturday, and both of them are like practically torn apart already, and I'm a little frustrated with that. And then
what do you mean?
Well, just because the one that I was interested in was in Philly, I come to find out that the guy hasn't paid his taxes in a couple years.
Oh, no.
He has let his Philly license lapse.
Oh, no.
And the Section 8 expiration to update your rent was March 31st. So there's like 3 dings. So the likelihood of me getting that property.
Now it's a year lease. It's not a month to month.
I guess it's a year.
It's a year lease.
Well, you can only. I guess for Section 8, you have the. I guess 12 months within that lease to say you're raising the rent.
No.
Or I don't know.
No.
I don't know. I don't think Section 8.
Section 8. What happened basically is Section 8 go into the tenant's shoes in term of the lease. They will have to approve the lease before they move in, but they go into that. So if the landlord in the beginning in his lease mentioned that you need a 12 months notice for, I don't believe he will do something like that. You need a 12-month notice for changing rent?
No, that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying is that I guess the period to end the notice to raise the rent ended on March 31st.
All right, so here's the story. So because these guys always forget that there's an audience listening.
No, I was going through it.
No, I know, but what you said, it's more complicated than that.
But hold on. Can we back the story up a little bit?
Yes.
Well, I was saying that on Thursday, I was asking you to look at 2 of my deals, and we went through the 2 deals in class.
Right.
And I was saying that of those 2 deals, they have both fallen apart in 2 freaking days.
I understand, but you're sitting here talking about the Section 8 thing, and that they expired, that they can't.
Okay, so
what does that have to do with anything that you said prior to that?
All right, so
I know what it does because I was there.
All right, so the one deal that we're talking about now that Larry is always yelling at me about because he just likes to do that is a 2. Shut up! It's a 2.
I like to make you learn.
Okay.
Did you learn?
You like to learn with making me frustrated in the process.
No,
yes,
it's not
I have
making
learned.
You frustrated. You're frustrated. This is why you're frustrated, Deb. And by the way, anybody who coaches with me is going to get frustrated. You know why they're going to get frustrated?
Because you're not their
therapist.
therapist.
I'm not going to go, oh, Debbie, it's
I'm not.
okay.
Don't stop. Stop being that way. Because if we were not on the air, I'd call you that word that I would always call you. Okay, so cut it out. Okay, just cut it out.
It's fine. You're right, and he's right.
Okay, Anyway, so it's a 2-bedroom house in Philadelphia.
This is what she calls me. Go ahead.
It's a 2-bedroom house in Philadelphia, and it's actually one of our students came and said, "Hey, I have this deal. Does anybody want it?" And I said, "Hey, I'm interested." So the property is it's in a nicer part of Philly, and I said I was interested. I was talking to the wholesaler about it, and I said I'd be interested, and everything we were moving forward. So then I'm trying to think of I lost track of what I was even trying to say.
So
hold on.
I have a few questions.
Here's the part with the Section 8, which is just want to fill that in.
Yeah.
So you would ask the seller to raise the rent, the Section 8
rent.
Right,
so that's what it was. So I asked for...
And they missed the deadline to do that, so you can't even... You wanted them to raise the rent to $1,250, I think it was? Or
right, so the rent was
right.
currently at $650, and which doesn't make any sense, because the guy wanted to sell the house at $115, and I'm like, well, that's not going to work. And I said I'd be interested with the contingency that he raises the rent to the current Section 8 market rent, which would have been $1,400 minus the $200 that they have to pay for utilities, which would equal $1,200.
Right. There you go.
And then
that would have made the property make more sense.
Then it would have made more sense.
Right, and you didn't want to do it. You wanted him to do it.
Well, I said I'd be willing to do it, but that I wouldn't buy the house unless he gave me the go-ahead to be able to do that. So I said if he didn't want to do it, I'd be happy to do it, and if not, he could do it on his own. I don't care.
I think it's very smart.
But I wouldn't have... I said I wasn't signing anything until that was in place, and he was okay with it.
Okay, I got it now.
Okay, so then they called the Section 8, and the Section 8 said, oh, I need to get your rental license for Philadelphia. And then at that point, they figured out that the rental license was expired.
How long?
I don't know.
So I don't know Philly. You know Philly much better than I do. The problem is not Section 8, because Section 8 will keep paying. At least where I'm working, even if you don't have a rental license active, Section 8 will pay. The problem you will have is when you will have a problem with the tenant, and then you will need to go to court.
Right.
And the first thing, especially in Philly, the judge will ask you, do you have a UNO? Do you have a rental license? And in Philly, it's a problem. Now, I came to you with this question a few weeks ago, and I asked you, Deb, because you know Philly much better than me. What do you do when you have a property in Philly with an unpaying tenant that the license is expired? How do you get out of this loop?
I don't know, because I have a current license, and I make sure my license is current, so I don't run into it.
I get it. Do you know what you do?
No, I don't know what you do.
You don't know what you do?
I don't know what to do. I don't,
That's
because
very-
I
I know
make
you
sure,
don't know what to do.
because
It's just the conversation. You don't do. No, I don't know what to do. You don't
No,
know what
no,
to do.
I mean, because I make sure my license is always up so that I don't have an issue. Because if I go in and I try to get rid of a tenant and I don't have a current license, I have to pay them all back rent. So I'm making sure that that's never going to happen.
Exactly. I tell you where I'm going with that. There's a very good opportunity, market opportunity for bad landlords in Philly that are stuck without license, with bad tenants, with courts that can't help them because they don't have license and that they want to sell. And I heard about those situations before, and I think it's great because a person come to an investor come to you, a landlord come to you and said, I want out. I don't care anymore. I don't want to hear about Philly. I don't want to hear about the court. I don't want to hear about the tenant. I'm done. Now, I want to buy this property out of his hands because I did it before. I bought properties with unpaying tenant many times before, and it came up great to me. The problem is, what do you do in Philly? And if you don't know, it's fine. I'm curious. I'm very curious to know what you can do. And if somebody online knows the answer, please call us 855-939-1137.
I did talk to the wholesaler and I said I'd be willing to take over this property if he gave me a nicer price cut on it, because he still wanted 115, and the owner wasn't willing to budge on the 115. And I'm like, well, I'm not willing to deal with this problem if you're not going to at least give me some kind of break on this property. So that's so at this point he has to figure out how to get his license back. He hasn't paid taxes in about since COVID, so 5 years. It's
Wow.
that can't be right because it would have gone up for tax sale already. So that can't be right. So he must not have paid taxes for the last 2 years or so.
They might be behind.
Yeah, but at a certain point, then it doesn't matter. They sell it for tax sale.
Something here doesn't.
Usually it's 2 or 3 years.
Something doesn't make sense here because how can it be you haven't paid taxes and there is a mortgage? Normally, what will happen is the mortgage
Company will pay the taxes.
will pay the taxes
true.
on their behalf, and then they will immediately go in foreclosure.
That is true.
So
Well, they don't
something
immediately
weird
go
here.
and foreclose.
They
But
don't immediately, but they will pay the
They
taxes.
will start the progress.
They'll
That's
pay
what
the
I'm
taxes
saying.
to avoid foreclosure because then the mortgage company gets beat.
Exactly.
All right, cool. So, all
so
right,
there's definitely more stuff going on with this than.
But if the price is good enough, I still think it's a very good deal for you.
Right, but he's not willing to come down on the 115. So
That's fine. If he's willing, listen, I had a property that I bought for $71,000. That was in March or February of 21, and the tenant there was paying $800. The only reason I agreed to the deal is because I knew the market, I saw the property, I saw the previous owner, which was extremely anal, and I said, you will increase them. And regardless to if they stay or not, you are doing the first increase to $1,200. And I'm buying it anyway. And he did. And the tenant agreed.
but she can't do that. That's the problem.
So if he increased the tenant,
All right, you know what? Hold on a second. We actually got, this is interesting. We actually have somebody who's calling the phone because they want to sell their property.
okay.
So, T, how you doing? This is Larry. What's going on, man?
Hi, yes. I have a house in Upper Darby. It's a rental property.
Okay, so
And,
hold on.
I'm getting so
Hold on, T.
tired.
I just want to remind you that this is the same number that we used to have people call me to sell properties, and you're on the air right now. So I want to let you know you're on the air. Do you understand that?
I'm okay. I'm okay with that.
Okay.
There's no problem with me for
and
that.
here's one thing. I don't want you to give me the address.
Disclose,
okay?
yeah, don't
Don't give me
disclose.
the address over the air.
Okay.
That's all, okay? All right. So talk to me
I
a
only
little.
give you the township. That's all.
You what?
I only give you the name of the town.
Yeah, that's fine. I just don't want you to give me the address over the air. That's all. Okay. All right. So tell us about this property. So what is going on?
I have a tenant. I have been rented a house for like over 15 years now. And I'm really, really get tired managing it, and I just want to sell it off.
So you're tired. You're a tired landlord, right?
Yes, I'm really tired of everything else. I mean, like they delay on the payments. They don't pay
boy.
me on time, and they don't really have everything. And I really, really get tired. I just want to get it off my hands. It was my first house I bought, and when I moved to another town, and instead of selling it, I have rented out. And it was been really good until after COVID, and things started to get
Can I ask a question?
bad.
Go ahead.
How long
Yeah,
the
no,
tenant? Yeah, how long the tenant is not paying?
It's been on and off, on and off. Sometimes they catch up, sometimes they don't. So I
So-
get whatever they
Yeah.
pay me, and there's no way for me to go after them for anything else.
Have they caught up yet? Are they up to date yet?
No, it's to be high. It's to be high, but at least I get what I need. You know, it's not like full, like no payments, but at least I get something there.
Okay.
But it can back every year.
Okay. All right. So now you want to sell the property. Tell me what is the rent that you're currently getting for the property?
Totally about $1,000, but I only now get only about $650.
$1,000.
1,000, you said? 1,000, but you only get $650?
Yeah, a month.
Okay.
But now I only get $650, and that's how much they can afford.
Yeah. Hey, are you on a speakerphone or what kind of phone are you on?
I'm on cell phone. I'm in my car, so nobody else inside my car.
Yeah, it's just difficult to understand what you're saying. That's all. So I don't know. Maybe you could. Are you on the Bluetooth?
No, let me go off the speaker. Okay, I'm off the speaker now.
Okay, awesome.
Yeah, it might be better if you go off the Bluetooth because you're just difficult to hear you.
Okay.
All right. So and then what did you pay for this property when you bought it?
I bought the house 30 years ago. I bought it for $50,000.
Wow. And what do you think it's worth now?
I get a lot of appraisal back and forth, but it's somewhere about 200.
Okay.
Have you put money into it?
You know, I did the basement. I converted the garage into another bedroom. So originally had 3 bedrooms. Now I have 4 bedrooms, and originally I have 1 bath. Now I have 2 baths.
Okay.
All right. So here's the thing, right? So if you think it'll rent for about $1,500, do you think? How many bedrooms?
No,
is it?
I can get more, but my tenant been there for years. They've been there for like 7 or 8 years now. So I really don't want. Every time I try to ask them to raise the rent, they say they cannot afford it, and I just keep $1,000 because that's the only thing. They are like a long-term tenant, so I don't mind because they don't complain much about
How
the
many
house.
bedrooms is it?
And they
said
keep the house
4.
really good.
4 bedroom?
3 bedroom,
All right,
4 bedroom.
Upper Darby, Omri. Upper Darby, 4 bedroom.
Yeah.
What could Section 8 give?
It doesn't matter.
2,000?
Around there, between 18, I believe, and 2,000.
that's
I
what I
can
think,
tell you.
yeah.
I can
Yeah.
tell you right now. Let me
you
see,
don't
and I
have to
will
look it up.
give you.
I'm gonna use the approximate, which is right. Okay, so you're probably in the ballpark where it would be worth for us to go look at it. So I would definitely say yes. So this is what we're gonna do. I'm gonna have Glenn take your phone number, and I'm gonna give you a call after the show because obviously, like I said, I want the address over the air because you'll have everybody showing up at your house tomorrow to buy it. Which might not be bad for
Yeah,
you,
gotcha.
but it probably wouldn't be right. So I'm going to have Glenn take your phone number, and I'm going to call you back, and we'll talk about this after the show. So I'll probably call you about 3:30 and talk about it after the show and see if we can set up a time to come see it, all right?
Sounds good. That's really what I want to do to make sure that we can do something about it.
Yeah, and I appreciate the call so much.
Do you have any more properties, or this is the only one?
I did have 2, but one of them went into so-called, one of them I did not get any money out from it, so the bank took over.
Oh, it went to foreclosure. All right. Well, all right. Look, let's see if we can help you keep this from going to foreclosure, and we'll see what we can do to help you. I'll give you a call later on. I so appreciate the call, and
Okay.
I don't know, like I said, we're on the radio. I didn't know if you knew we're on the radio, but if you do, you can
No, I
continue
did
listening
not.
to the show. Go to 1210 WPHT, 1210 AM, and you can continue listening on the radio for some other interesting
Gotcha.
advice that we'll give on real estate investing.
I gotcha.
All right.
Okay.
All right. Thanks, T. We appreciate you. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you. All right. So this is funny because this actually brings me to something I wanted to talk about.
Yeah, awesome.
And I want you guys to listen to this, and the audience. I want the audience to listen to this too. I want you to listen to this commercial that I've been playing on WPHT, and then I'm going to make a comment after the commercial, and then I want everybody to call in and see if this is true. All right. So Glenn, do you have that commercial queued up?
Yes, I do.
All right. Yeah. Play it. This is Larry Steinhouse, and did you know that I buy houses in any condition? That's right, I buy hoarder houses, I buy trashed houses, I buy burnt out houses, or even houses with bad tenants. If you are a tired landlord, or you inherited a property, or you just have a property you don't want, give me a call at 855-939-1137, and I will personally answer the phone and make you a full price offer. That's 855-939-1137. Don't suffer with that property anymore. All right, Glenn, play the first. Hold on. Play the first 15 seconds again.
Hang on.
Okay. They are completely right. They are completely right. I needed to listen to the commercial, and they are completely right.
Play the first 15 seconds again. Then I'm going to open it up to the audience.
So I hear this.
Oh, no, shh. Okay. Let Glenn play it. Can you do it, Glenn, or no? Still there?
Need a second.
Oh, come on, man. It's not that hard. You just hit repeat.
No, you can't. It vanishes.
Oh, you got to go through a bunch of work? Okay.
Just give me a second.
All right, because I'm going to have you play it a couple of times, so you might want to get it ready.
All right, give me 10 seconds here.
I should have downloaded it and played it from here, but okay.
No, I didn't realize you were going to play it more than once. I would have put it in a thing.
Oh, okay. Yeah, sure. All right. So Glenn's going to do that, and I'm not going to say anything yet because Debbie picked up on it immediately.
Yep.
And
Omri has no idea.
And Omri has no idea because he wasn't paying attention because he was.
I did. I just.
He was just busy listening.
I heard Hoarder House.
Hold on.
All right, I got it.
You got it. Okay.
Right, okay.
Play the first 15 seconds. This is Larry Steinhouse, and did you know that I buy houses in any condition? That's right, I buy hoarder houses, I buy trashed houses, I buy burnt... Just play that section one more time if you can. I don't know if you can. Larry Steinhouse, and did you know that I buy houses in any condition? That's right, I buy hoarder houses, I buy trashed houses, I buy burnt out houses, or even houses with...
I get it.
So I'm on...
They're completely right. So a bunch of students, a couple people have kept coming up to Larry and saying, "Have you heard your commercial? There's a problem there." You know
no, they didn't even say this commercial. They go, "What do you mean you buy whore houses?"
Is that what
and
they
I'm
said?
like, "Whore houses? What are you talking about?" They said, "Your commercial says you buy whore houses."
No, you don't.
I'm like, "No, it says hoarder houses."
Hoarder houses.
Right. So it's very funny because I get a phone call from one of the listeners.
Really?
They call the number and they go, "Larry, I listen to your show. I listen to your commercials all the time." I said, "Is this what you really want to say? You want to tell people you buy whore houses?" I'm like, "What?" And she goes on. She goes, "Your commercial says you buy whore houses." And so now play it again, Glenn.
What's up? I'm taking the caller's info. What's up?
Just play it again real quick.
Yep, you got it. I'm sorry. I was taking the caller's info.
Okay, no problem. This is Larry Steinhouse, and did you know that I buy houses in any condition? That's right, I buy hoarder houses, I buy trashed houses.
It is hoarder houses.
It totally sounds like it.
It sounds like a whorehouse. It sounds like a whorehouse.
100%.
So I recorded it, so I knew what it was saying, and I didn't think of anything of it, right?
Yeah.
So we've been playing this commercial, and people are thinking that I buy whorehouses. And it's the funniest thing. It's like, what's a whorehouse? I mean, I know what a whorehouse is, but why would I buy a whorehouse? So it's supposed to be whorehouses. So I actually have to go, and I really want to hear what the audience is like. If the audience has been listening to this commercial it's been on for a month now, right?
Yeah.
If you guys had the same thought, right? If you,
That's why all week you got calls from people that want to sell you houses with so many bedrooms and so many bathrooms.
What is it supposed to be? Old houses?
Hoarder houses.
Right.
It's kind of like the whole cock thing all over again.
It's not the cock thing.
It's not cock. It's cock.
It's cock. That's what
It's
they're
cock.
So Mark online says, "I'm betting a whorehouse could be possibly quite profitable." Yeah, right.
Yeah.
So
I'm sure it would be.
So I'm just curious. Kimmy says it does sound like that, Larry. So if you guys just heard that, or if you've been listening to the commercial for the last month and you thought I said whorehouse, I got to know what your thoughts were when you heard that. So you can call us at
855-939-1137. 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. And if you call right now and that's what you hear, we'll give you a prescription for a ear doctor.
No.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you, even
I don't hear it.
Debbie, when he played the commercial, Debbie knew where I was going to go with this.
I get it.
And she laughed hysterically the second she heard it. She that's what it sounded like.
I make these jokes since I heard the term hoarder houses. But because it's so close, the name is close, but you didn't say it in a way that you don't hear the R. I hear the R in your commercial.
It's just very subtle. It's
Right.
very subtle.
Right.
It's very subtle.
Right. So it.
So Larry doesn't buy whorehouses. He buys hoarder houses. But just so that we're clear, moving forward.
So I've been talking about this all week, and I didn't tell you I was going to bring it up on the radio.
Well, I knew you were.
And then okay, maybe.
Yeah, I was there when
did
you. Yeah.
So is this the first time you heard it?
That's the first time I heard the commercial.
Right.
Or maybe I heard it before and I just commercials come in.
Yeah, sure.
So, but when it played, I kind of knew to be aware of it, and then when it played, I heard it. You know what I mean? So that's why I started laughing, because I'm like, oh wow, they're really right. So because it's very subtle.
And Glenn,
subtle.
you have the same opinion, huh?
Oh, 100%. It totally
sounds like whorehouse. Yeah.
So I find it hysterical that this commercial has been playing for over a month now, and nobody at WPHT picked this up.
They don't listen to your commercials or the show, so it doesn't matter. That's why,
It's just one of those things and then Frank, who made the commercial, would have heard me say it in the room I made the commercial, so he probably didn't. It didn't. It didn't
register.
I think it's individual. I don't hear it.
It made me think of the whole Sopranos. You remember when the Sopranos were on? Yeah. So, and they used to say that word all the time, right? But they didn't say it like a whorehouse. They would say it like a hua. You ever hear that? A hua.
Yeah.
What is a hua?
A hua. That's how they would say it with their accent. A hua.
A hua.
So it just, so I'm waiting to hear like a hua, but that's not what I'm hearing. I'm hearing, a hua.
So I have to go in now. I have to go in Tuesday and cut a new commercial. So what should I put in the commercial?
Well, you could do the same thing. Just put hoarder, just like
hoarder houses.
Hoarder.
I buy hoarder.
No, it sounds worse now.
You could do cluttered houses.
Cluttered houses.
Yeah, cluttered
Yeah,
houses.
I guess I can't use that word, huh?
Yeah, maybe not. Yeah, so do cluttered houses. Or you could say a hua house,
A hua.
A hua house.
A hua.
A hua. A hua.
So at the end of the commercial, I go, give me a call at 855-939-1137. Hua!
Hua! Yeah, if your house is so cluttered with silver poles from floor to ceiling, call me at 855-939-1137.
Hua!
Hua. All right.
So that was a very funny thing. Nobody's calling about this. I'm shocked.
Yeah, people will call.
They are, but I have them on hold because I'm listening to you and waiting for you to go to a break or something.
Oh,
you know
you
what?
have
Put them
people
on.
on
Go ahead,
hold.
put them on.
Okay.
You got somebody. Put them
Whoever.
I
on.
didn't want to get caught off guard. Hang on.
Yeah, don't tell us who they are. We will ask them. Exactly.
Maybe you should say their name though.
Yes. Hello. Who are you?
Are you a hua?
Hello.
Watch a woman get on the phone. That's all I need.
I'm getting their info. Hang on.
All right.
that's like, come on,
Let Glenn do his job. All right.
All right, go ahead. Go. Just go. Talk to him. Talk.
All right.
Hello.
Who is this?
Nancy.
There's such big problem right now.
All right, Nancy.
That's
So
funny.
what did you think of the commercial and the dilemma that I have with the word hoarder?
Well, I've heard the commercial before. I don't know if I was not listening carefully, but I didn't notice it before. And even the couple times you played it, I still heard hoarder.
Okay.
But once you explained it, then it sounded like whorehouse.
We appreciate you, Nancy. Thank you very
That's
much.
funny.
right.
That's
So,
funny.
because I couldn't figure out what you were laughing about. I'm thinking, what are they? Until you
Me
explained
too,
it, I'm
yeah.
like, oh my gosh, it does sound like that. But no, I didn't catch it. I didn't get it that way.
No,
Oh,
it's
that's
fine.
good.
That's funny.
I'm going to go because I'm driving. But
All right, go. Well, I
Greg
appreciate
in
the call,
Lansdale.
Nancy. Thank you so much.
Greg in Lansdale.
Hey, Greg, how are you?
Hey, how's it going?
Good. What do you hear when we play the commercial?
I hear whorehouse.
Wait,
No matter
maybe
what
it's
Larry
Nancy
says,
or
that's what I
My
hear.
God.
That's what I hear. The funny part about it is sometimes comedy brings people in.
So how many we have that hear hoarder house, and how many we hear that hear hoarder house?
It sounds like
No, I hear whorehouse. I'm sorry.
yeah.
No, that's okay.
Everybody has
You have
said
no idea.
whorehouse.
This is why I got to change the commercial.
No, you shouldn't.
No, I have
No,
to.
you shouldn't.
I have to.
That actually is the reason people will call you and
No,
say
it's the reason they won't call me.
they will.
No, they won't.
Larry,
What if you're hoarding things at a whorehouse? Then what?
Then you've got a lot of bras and panties.
No, I don't think they have them
You
there.
had to,
That's the whole point.
you had to say you're
no, we talked
selling
about that before
hoarder
the show.
house.
You have to have it before.
You have to have what before the show?
The panties
These
and the
guys are
bras.
arguing what they're going to find in a whorehouse. That's what they're arguing.
I'm just
right now.
saying that you're not going to find a lot of bras and panties.
You will find them.
No, you're going to find other things. Like a shirt, a button-down shirt, or like
or you might find, used condoms.
Well,
probably,
might
I'm hoping. Not hoping, but
you might find people a lot of money at a whorehouse.
Yeah, that's true. Especially, like buried in floorboards or stuff. So
you're gonna find your nurse's outfit that we were talking about earlier. Look at Omri's face.
This is gonna be one of those shows. I can tell already.
You get
like I told you, sometimes this is a comedy to me.
Oh no,
it is. It's a comedy show.
This is a comedy show.
This is a comedy show. That's why we're here.
Right? This show. I claim this show is Howard Stern meets Jim Cramer. So just understand, this is par for the course. So, have you listened to the show? Often.
Yeah, I listen to it all the time. I talked to you a couple of weeks ago, Greg from Lansdale.
We just deleted 7 listeners from the board, and we put 8 listeners. We appreciate you very much for that.
So this is our show. I mean, this is what we do. Because it's funny. I talked about this all the time. You can find tissues.
Oh my God!
Tissues, paper towels, and oil, condoms.
Oh, God.
So if you want to tell us what will you find in a whorehouse, please call us at 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. And if you are experiencing that and want to tell us what you will find in your
even
house.
More importantly, if you know where there really is a whorehouse,
yes,
give the address to Omri. He wants to go visit one.
Yes, I do.
Always go out to Nevada, but
I don't know. Let me see if Tamar is listening.
Hopefully for your sake not.
If his wife says it's okay, he's going to go visit the whorehouse.
If you know what's there and you're not embarrassed to say and you want to use a fake name, please call us at 855-939-1137.
Oh, mate, that's it. That's what. If I would get more whorehouses if I had you do the commercial.
That's 855.
Maybe that's what. Maybe that's the key. Maybe the two of you need to go in and do the commercial.
I don't know, they might.
That's 855-939-1137.
That's that whole ASMR thing. That's
the ASMR, yeah.
Glenn was talking about earlier.
All right, Greg, we appreciate you, man.
Magnified.
I got to go to somebody else.
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah, take care, man. We got Phil in Delaware. What's going on, Phil?
Hey, good afternoon. I tell you what, I thought you were looking for a new target market. I travel almost every day and hear your commercials and think, damn, let me look around for you guys, see if I can find any whorehouses. I found them, but they weren't looking to sell. Well, at least the house.
Wait, you found them, huh?
Yeah, they're independent. They don't want to be part of a chain.
Did you take pictures?
You can't.
Yeah, I can forward them. I put your sign out in front of them.
I buy
whorehouses.
I buy whorehouses.
I buy whorehouses. What happened today?
I said, I thought it was a new market, so I put the signs out, take pictures, and promote it for you.
There you go. I love it, man. Put my sign out. You know what phone number to have them call, right?
855.
I recorded his sultry way of doing it, so they knew it was the real deal.
I said for many years we need to do commercials on condoms.
What?
Oh, yeah, I know what you mean.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
We need to, because what happened with a condom is basically you put it on something, right? And then something.
You do know what you put the condom on, right?
Yeah, I do. Now, what was that? What just happened?
No, he thinks you put it on broom handles.
Yeah, that's fine.
He don't know.
Don't even go there. That's like I don't even want to think about that one.
So think about if it's printed. If it's.
He just lost it.
I just got
that.
Can we do next week's show naked?
I thought we were doing this week's show naked.
We can. So think about that, because I'm the only serious person in this room today.
That's funny too. All right, wait. We gotta let Phil finish.
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I was gonna say if it went to a moil, you could split the condoms into two.
You know, I sued my moil, and he still haven't paid me back. I want it.
But you know what? He gave you a carry-on luggage. It's like a full luggage.
You know, Moyles don't get paid. They only take tips.
Welcome to our family.
Oh my goodness!
All right, so for all those guys in in Philadelphia who aren't Jewish, look up Moyle and you'll get the joke.
And you'll get the joke.
Exactly, and be glad not to be Jew.
Yeah, even Glenn's sitting here scratching his head.
I was going to say, I think we would clip a new market.
Clip, huh? I like it.
Well, thanks
this
for
guy
all you
is
do.
there.
It's greatly
I know, right?
appreciated.
I'm so happy he called us.
Really?
Yeah, you are awesome.
All right, we got go ahead. One more zinger. Go ahead.
No, he's gone. He's gone.
All right,
okay.
let's get Eric. What's going on, Eric? Eric in Houston.
Yes. Hey, Larry, how's it going, man?
What's going on, man? So what did you think? Did you hear it?
How are you? Yeah, of course, I love your show. Of course, love all of the stuff that you do. I appreciate it. And I heard the commercial several times, and it never occurred to me that it even sounded close to a whorehouse because it wasn't the level that I was thinking about. I heard you say hoarder, but I mean, as you played it over and over again, I was like, yeah, okay. Anybody who's listening for that will hear whorehouse.
Eric, please stop. I'm the person with the accent in this show. You can't just go in and take the accent. That's my position here.
So I think it's interesting, right? So if you think about it, right? If you think about this, Eric's calling from Houston, right?
Yeah.
How cool is that? So
Awesome.
You listen to us on the app or you watch us on Facebook?
On Facebook, of course.
Awesome.
Well, and I know you through Alchemist Nation. I don't know what they're catching the ball tonight.
Yeah. I know who you are. Okay, yeah. I see you posted also on Facebook. You also posted. You say he rates you the man, Larry Steinhouse.
So Eric, if you want, I am looking for investors for my commercials and condom company. You can call me after the show and we'll make up something.
I know, Eric.
Okay. I'll jump on my inbox. We'll find out, do some investigating and see if we can do that. And I think actually you should go ahead and use that, Larry, and say, no, not whorehouses, but hoard houses.
Okay.
Right. There we go.
Yeah, he's right. Do that in the commercial.
Do what?
He said, do the commercial and said hoarder houses and then explain during the commercial. Exactly.
Nah, I'm not going to do that. Because you know what? The only reason I'm not going to do that is because
it would be
not
so
everybody
funny.
would get the joke.
Yeah, I get it.
Yeah.
Not everybody get the joke. Yeah. All right, man.
Right, yeah, that's true.
All right, let's do this. Okay, Eric, I appreciate you. All right, listen, this is what we're going to do. So I know John's on hold, so hold on, John. Don't go anywhere. We're going to go to a commercial, and we're going to come back because John is going to change the topic, and it's time to change the topic.
We should.
Yeah, right. So let's go to commercial, and then we'll change the topic with John. Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. How many times are you going to listen to my voice before you finally go to investorschooling.com? I can't believe you haven't signed up for a class yet. You're going to learn real estate investing. You're going to learn stock options trading. You're going to learn things about money that you didn't even know existed. Go to investorschooling.com right now. Oh my goodness. This Thursday, investorschooling.com, and take that free class. See you there.
Giving blood is easy. It only takes about an hour, and a single donation can help save up to 3 lives. Donate now. Call 1-800-RED CROSS.
Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse with Investor
No, it was
Schooling.
like a
Listen,
10-second.
I know sometimes you worry about coming to see me because you don't want to invest in real estate, because you don't want to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants. I'm going to teach you a way that you don't have to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants, or even own any real estate and invest in real estate at the same time. You want to learn this, so go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com, and take a complimentary class this Thursday. And I promise
I needed like a 10-second buffer. So
I don't even know. That's fine.
PSA.
Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Did you know that we have a radio show right here on WPHT every Saturday at 1 o'clock? It's called The Larry Steinhouse Show.
Mr. Glenn that is commenting to us on Facebook, but when we call him, he don't answer us.
Here's the call-in number.
855-939-1137.
And when you call in, you can ask us questions about real estate, the stock market, even politics. Make sure you tune in Saturday, 1 o'clock. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Did you know that there are so many different ways to prepare for retirement, and annuities are not the answer? Come learn this Thursday by taking a free class on investor schooling. Come to investor schooling and you will learn so many different ways that you can make more money in retirement than you actually expected to. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday. That's investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. We'll see you there. This is Larry Steinhouse.
All right, 30 seconds unless you want more time.
Did you know that you can buy real estate with absolutely no money out of your pocket? One more That's commercial. right. Guess which if you one? listen to our show or if you read my book, Money Hacks, Absolutely. I talk about how to buy real estate with absolutely no money out of your pocket. You should come this Thursday night to a complimentary class at Investor Schooling and learn more. Learn how to buy properties with no money. Learn how to make money at closings and learn how to make a monthly income. Go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. Take your complimentary class this Thursday. This is Larry Steinhouse, and did you know that I buy houses in any condition? That's right, I buy hoarder houses, I buy trashed houses, I buy burnt-out houses, or even houses with bad tenants.
You know, I actually think I thought it was hoarder.
I know, I thought it was hoarder too. Well, you just have a property you don't want? Give me a call at 855-939-1137, and I will personally answer the phone and make you a full price offer. That's 855-939-1137. Don't suffer with that property anymore.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling.
All right. Welcome back, everybody. I am so excited. That was a fun segment we talked about, and I actually asked Glenn to play the commercial one more time before we came back from commercial, just so everybody could laugh. All right, but I know we're now going to change topics. I want to just remind you guys that you're listening to the Larry Steinhouse Show. I'm here with Dr. Deb Anderson and Omri Morad. These are my co-hosts, and we talk about finances or anything else we want to talk about, including whorehouses.
Yes. No, don't go there.
Oh, I'm not going to go there.
Yeah,
okay.
Let's be serious.
All right, let's go to John. What's going on, John? You got some questions about stock, huh?
Yes, Larry. I heard you talking about Boeing last week.
Yes. Was I smart or what?
Damn, the thing went up 15 points
It
one day.
went up 21 points in one day and then back down a little bit. Yeah.
Shit. Now, you were talking about you get like almost 18% on covered calls?
John.
We're on the radio.
You're on the radio, man. You got to watch your language.
You can't curse.
Okay. It sounds like I'm talking in the same room.
No,
All
I know, but you just got to be careful because I'm hoping he dumped you, but nobody could hear what you say if he dumps you. So be very careful with your language, all right? All right, so it was a good play, wasn't it?
Right. So Boeing, you were saying about covered calls. Did I hear you say 18%? Is that 18% a year you can make or a month? What would you do?
I made 18% in technically in a month. I mean, it was in one day, but I won't touch the play again until 1 month later. So it's technically a month, but I made it in 5 minutes. So that's something we teach. We teach covered calls, and there's a really great way.
So you sell the 1 month out calls, not weekly.
Yep, I sell 1 month out exactly, and I sent
1 month out.
Right. And I have a certain way that I do it. Usually 1 or 2 points. In this case, I went a little bit different because I knew I was expecting Boeing to go up because I knew that it couldn't maintain at 135. There's no way. So right now it's sitting right around 155, which is my strike price. And the worst that happens, they take the stock. I don't really care. Let them take it. If they take it, they take it. Doesn't matter to me.
Exactly.
I made $20,000 on $150,000.
So now let's say around it off around 155. I'm thinking about going out, buy the stock at 155, and sell the 150s weekly.
So you can do that. The only problem is, so first of all, most likely Boeing is going to be higher than 150,
right?
And they're going to take the stock. So which is okay. Now it's interesting because I have this whole thing and I teach it. And you don't lose money if you do that. You only lose money if you buy the stock back on Monday and it's higher than the stock was on Friday.
Right.
Or higher than what they took it for.
Okay. How about if the stock is like a 155 now and you'll sell the 157s and a half?
Yeah, I don't think they have a 157 and a half. I think they have a 155 and a 160. But that's fine, yes.
157, I looked it up.
But they do have 157? Okay, good. So so what's nice, though, is, because if you go out a little bit longer, go out 2 weeks or 3 weeks, you get some nice plays. You get to make some nice money on that.
Yeah, I'm thinking, if I'm thinking the stock is going to have to back up again, I keep the premium because if let's say it goes to 160, I'm going to get called, but I'll get 470 for that.
That's right.
Plus, another point or so because the stock is only 156.
Right. So in fact, I'm going to tell you something interesting that I did. I originally sold the 145 strike, and then the stock ran up to 157, 158. And because of the fact that the stock ran up so high, the time value, the time cost on the 150 on 145s that I sold went down. The time cost went down, but obviously the intrinsic value went up. But I bought those back and resold the 155s. And when I resold the 155, I made another $2,500 on top of my 20 grand, and now my out price is 155. So the odds of me keeping the stock are even stronger. Okay, so I'm going to tell everybody in the audience. So if you're thoroughly confused right now,
I was just going to say, we had this conversation yesterday how you know a lot, and then you assume that everybody
that's
knows this.
That's why I'm going back here, right?
All right, I'm just saying.
If you're thoroughly confused right now, this is what we teach in investor schooling. And if you got nothing else out of this conversation, the fact that I put $150,000 into an account and made $20,000 guaranteed income, zero risk. I mean, zero risk. The $20,000.
I mean, if it would drop a
my
lot,
money.
you would lose.
What? What's that?
Yeah. If it would drop a lot, let's say if the stock would drop to 120, you would be losing.
So no, I don't lose anything. I don't lose anything. My account value goes down, but I don't lose anything. This is the hard part. Yeah. This is the hard part that people have trouble. They don't realize that if you're selling covered calls, because now I could sell the 130 call and make that $20,000 again, even though the account's only 120. It doesn't matter.
Unless you lose the stock, right?
If you lose the stock, you don't lose money. You just got to buy the stock back.
No, I'm saying
Larry, let's see if this makes sense. This is my thinking. I tell people, go ahead, take my stock. If you take my stock, that means I'm making money.
That's right.
Exactly.
That makes sense.
But if they don't take the stock, you make more money. That's all. You always make money.
Real quick, I don't want to hold you up too long.
Right, no worries.
But I also traded Heckler Mining, silver.
Oh, yeah, sure.
I sold the 5 puts.
Oh, you did? Okay.
Yeah, 5 puts, meaning, if it goes below 5, I might be losing. But, hey, they're going to make me buy it at 5. But it's silver.
All right,
you want my
stock tip for this week?
Go right ahead.
All right, Apple, and it might be too late. It might be too late. And the only reason I say that is because Trump announced today that he's going to drop tariffs on cell phones.
Oh, he is?
Yeah.
Right.
Okay.
So now you get the whole China trade going back and forth, right? And the China trade with the tariffs affected Apple stock. But if he drops it on he actually said computers and phones is what he said.
What is he doing? I don't understand him.
So all right, here's my theory of what Trump's doing, and this is very simple. Trump knows his back is up against the wall. He did this too fast, too aggressive, and now he has to back down. Trump's ego would never let him back down in a million years. So instead of backing down, he's compromising and making it sound like he's not backing down. And that's seriously what my assessment of this is.
But he will have to make more exceptions again and again. It's not only cell phones.
That's right. And eventually somebody, either China, either Jinping or Trump, by the way, the two biggest egos in the planet.
Yeah.
These are the two biggest egos in the planet, Jinping and Trump. Putin doesn't even come close to these two men. Doesn't even come close, right? And these guys are battling it out. Because these guys are battling it out, we're going to watch something amazing happen, and we're going to see somebody give. So I don't know who, but somebody's going to give.
So it was interesting because this past week, my husband was having trouble with his phone, so we went into the store, and then they convinced him to upgrade to, the latest iPhone. And he's like, "I do it before the tariffs come in." And then they're trying to convince me, and I'm like, my phone is fine. I'm not having issues. I don't want it. But they kept trying to convince me. I'm like, do it before the tariffs come in. And then you said something the other day, and I'm like, I don't want to be pressured into buying something I don't want to buy. But it was just,
So don't buy.
Look, here's the deal. So you and I we can afford, even if the phone itself goes up 25%. I buy the most expensive one every time, so it usually costs me about $1,200 anyway when I upgrade. Yeah. So it costs me $1,500, right? And you're right. If I don't have to upgrade now, if I have to wait a year before my phone breaks or I have to upgrade, so it costs me $1,500. It doesn't really affect my lifestyle, but some people it might. So that technique, even though it's a pressure sale, it may really be important to somebody.
I'm sorry. Nobody will be affected by their phone. If they can afford it, they don't have to buy a $1,500 phone. There are cheaper options. So if a
I'm
person,
talking about iPhones.
I understand.
And I'm talking about the iPhone Max Pro, right?
I get it.
I always buy the iPhone Max Pro. You could buy a
Thank
$600
you.
iPhone.
That's what I'm saying. It won't affect.
And you could buy a cheapy $200.
If you buy a phone that affects your lifestyle, you understand you're doing something wrong.
Right, but the point I was trying. You're right, and the point I was trying to make though is that we can afford it. We can wait.
Yeah.
Right now, cars.
All right, Larry, one more question. I'll leave you alone, please.
Go ahead.
One more question.
We didn't hang up on this guy yet. Come on, damn.
Please
don't
don't
hang up on me.
Please,
That's good. You
no,
listen
go
to
ahead,
me.
John.
Listen.
Don't leave us alone.
I heard your commercial, and we can actually talk politics. I'll be careful with my words, but I am totally confused. Mr. What is it? This Tesla guy, Elon
Musk. Yes.
He's trying to save billions and trillions of dollars. You know there's waste and cheating, and people treat him like blank, blank, blank. I don't get that. I don't get it, man. I went to ShopRite in Philly, right? You know what? I want to buy the bag. White bag, right, which they had on a counter, and you had the self-checkout, so you just picked it up and you scanned it. It was 30 cents. You know what they do now? It freaked me the hell out. You have to ask for one, but the girl will come over with the bag to your station where you're cashing out, and she scans it. She makes sure that she gets the 30 cents. Can you imagine that?
Yep.
They worry about 30 cents if somebody doesn't
That's what's
pay.
going on now.
Elon Musk is
It's the
saving
reusable bags
billions.
or regular bag?
They crap on them.
Wait, a regular bag costs
plastic bag, 30
cents.
White bag, small white plastic bag.
Yeah. So this is what I would do if I were
Is
you.
it-
I would
wait,
go, I would
is
go
it
to the store.
reusable?
Hold on. I would go to the store, and I would take all my groceries, like all the groceries, and have the cashier ring it up. And if she says, do you want a bag? And you say, how much is the bag? If it's not free, I do not want a bag. And now you leave everything on the counter. Leave everything on the counter.
Self-checkout.
And go.
Oh, it's self-checkout?
Yeah, it's self-checkout.
You leave everything on the counter, and you take one thing out at a time to your car. Sorry, I don't have a bag.
No, I don't do that.
That's
Listen, this is...
But you see my point?
Sure you're not the one with the biggest ego?
They're so afraid about 30 cents. And this guy is saving you probably a couple $trillion.
No, but why
And people
30 cents?
crap on him.
Forget it.
I don't
his
get it.
point is that the Democrats want to charge you 30 cents for a bag.
It used
and
to be
they're
a cent.
Mad at Elon Musk. It doesn't matter. They're mad at Elon Musk for saving us trillions of dollars, and he's right.
Ridiculous.
He's absolutely
I
right.
don't get it. How about the tax cut?
Right.
They got a hard time pulling it
Do
through.
you want to get it? I'll teach you how to get it. This is what you do. You take your head, you find a brick wall, and you bang your head against the brick wall about 100 times. That should do enough brain damage to turn you into a Democrat.
Oh my God! I mean, why do you fight in tax cut?
I know, exactly.
Let the rich pay their share. Are you kidding me?
And
the taxes, I'm getting all kinds of shit in the mail.
Stop! All right. Hey, Glenn,
Because-
did you get him?
I got that one.
Wow.
I got the first one, but I'm not sure if it. Never mind.
All right, that's fine. It was just like, all right, enough already. You know,
Yeah.
the
So
guy
I
doesn't
can't
learn.
let him on anymore.
If you
But
want...
he was pretty. I mean, he didn't do it on purpose, obviously, but he's just pretty. He's pretty animated.
So if you want to smash your head through a brick wall, you can come to the only brick and mortar investor schooling.
What?
Exactly.
Hold on, I gotta send that one too.
He's
No!
doing the straight man. He's doing the straight man and bringing us back to true.
Exactly. If you want to go... I'm done with both
All right,
of
wait.
you.
I think we got somebody else. We got. Oh no, we don't. Okay. I thought we had somebody.
We got
else.
hard out. Yes, how...
We got hard out. Really?
That's what right there. Hard out.
I understand, but that's just a typical Omri-ism.
What did they do?
Right? Never mind. I can't even explain to him without, because it's like it's too difficult to explain on the radio without us having to cross the line.
We're just using radio lingo, but people who are listening don't understand that. So when you say hard out, they are thinking something else.
Right.
Hard out.
There he goes. He got
I
it.
get it.
There he
Hard
goes.
out.
There he goes. He's got it.
Okay, so for you guys who don't know what just happened, I got to explain the whole thing now, right? So Glenn was just letting us know because we're getting to the end of the
I'm
show.
done. I'm going.
He writes hard out at 59:30, music at 5900, right? So I thought, because I looked up and I just saw the message. I didn't realize. I thought it was a caller,
Another caller.
and I said another caller. So then when I realized, oh no, it's not another caller. So Omri reads hard out, right? And then he doesn't understand what he's reading, and that's why that all happened. So we all got the joke. You guys didn't, and now you're like, why did he bother wasting the last 30 seconds explaining this joke? Okay.
It's all good. It's all good.
But if nothing else,
What
I
happened
don't
here?
buy whorehouses.
Yes.
All right. What else? Where are we now? Oh my goodness.
This one is the repeat for tomorrow.
Oh, definitely the same. There's no doubt. You don't even have to ask. Unless tomorrow's show is...
Unless in the next hour there's going to be an explosion.
Right. This is actually... I actually mark this one as the repeat forever. Whenever we're not here, whenever we need... this is the one you just keep running it.
Unless a whore calls us the next hour and want us to buy her house.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
So wait, does the whore call us to buy the house, or does the pimp call us to buy the house?
No, I'm not sure, because it doesn't have to be a chain, right? They can be independent.
Yeah, right. They could be. They can be an independent whore. I just was like, why are we
I
talking about
was
this?
going to say, I don't really know the specifics of it, but
I don't know
clearly
either.
you guys know the specifics.
Do they have a
of how
union?
What?
Do they have a union?
Yes, Omri, they have a union.
I think they do.
They do have a union. Okay.
Yes. I'm trying to think of a really good name for the union without crossing the line.
So, if there are seminars, we need to go and do an investor schooling booth there.
All right. Oh my goodness. Do you see what happens? You know, what's interesting is that I'm the one who always thinks dirty,
Are we on
and
the
then
air?
you guys are the ones who really can't get your head out of the gutter. Seriously.
And by the way, just to remind you guys, when you come to Investors, I swear this is us. This is our show every day. And every day we do the show. We just don't always do it on the air.
Yeah.
We're doing it in class. We're doing it. We go out to lunch, and I mean
the waiters always laughing.
They're cracking up. They don't even know what to do with us.
No, we don't. No, it's who we are.
Right.
Yeah. If you tell me a few days ago I will drive here in a car full of semen, I would never believe you. And yet that's what came.
What?
Cement?
Did you just say what I think you just said?
Yes.
Cement. You said
no,
cement?
I didn't. I know what I said.
Okay.
You didn't say cement.
No, I didn't say cement.
I was hoping that's what he was
I'm
saying.
not sure where to go with this.
Okay, maybe in the next hour.
No,
I don't know if I want to. I don't know if I want to hear about
said
that.
it the way you said it, because it would have been more funny to say that we bought this pimp mobile.
It's more complex
that's
than
where you're
that.
going with that.
So he's talking about the pimp mobile.
Have you
We got
looked?
like 30 seconds. So we need
tomorrow. The next hour,
next
maybe.
hour?
I think so.
All right, we'll have to talk about
learn
it.
about
I
the
guess.
pimp
We'll talk
mobile
about
in the
it later.
next
We'll talk
hour.
about the pimp mobile later. So if you guys thought Whore Houses was interesting, we're going to talk about the pimp mobile in the next hour. I mean, I just don't believe that this is what we've come down to.
And we are an investor.
We're an investor show, and we teach people how to invest their money professionally.
Yes.
And this is what you got. So just remember, you could go to your financial advisor who wears a tie and a shirt and sells you annuities that are a ripoff, or you could come to us and we can laugh and joke and tell you the right way to make money. All right. So I want to thank everybody for listening, of course. I want to thank you all for commenting on my commercial that I now need to change. I want to thank Dr. Deb for being here. I want to thank Omri for being here. I want to thank the
sweet
Glenn Page for being our producer today. I want to thank all the callers. You guys are a blast. And if you're listening, we do have another show coming up right after this one. Go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling.
I totally forgot about that.
All right, if you guys
We are a loose cannon.
I totally
you can
forgot
just stick with us, and we'll start the next show in about 2.5 minutes. But holy cow, that was hysterical, wasn't it?
It was a good show.
It was definitely a funny show. Definitely a funny show. All right. So what else we got going on, guys? Anything exciting? You want to entertain the Facebook people?
We can. How do you want to entertain them?
We can entertain the Facebook people in any way you want.
Yeah, I can.
Should I start taking off my shirt again?
Yeah, taking off your shirt.
Yeah, it's a tighter shirt today. It's a snugger shirt. Maybe I should take it off. Here, look.
Wait.
We are a loose cannon today, huh? Wow.
Oh, I didn't get a chance to let everybody see it.
See that?
Man. You why?
You guys didn't get to see Debbie take her jacket off.
Why? It's on.
No, I know, but it wasn't like it was before. That's all right. Oh, Debbie's putting it back on.
She will do it again.
I'll do it again. I gotta put this back on. I gotta zip it back up so I can get the whole full effect.
All right, hold on. We'll get it so that we can focus it on Debbie taking her shirt off.
I'm not taking off my shirt. I'm taking off my sweats.
Your jacket. Okay.
My jacket.
All right.
Yeah,
there you go.
I'm not taking my shirt off.
Look at the view too.
So when a woman do that and then she blame, everybody look at my breast.
I don't do that. Do you ever see me do that?
What?
Say, hey, don't look at me. Look at my.
When are we starting again?
1 minute.
Okay.
1 minute. Okay, so you got 1 minute to take your shirt off.
You, by the way, you can sell something. Try. You can try to sell something. Services. Do you want to? Are you providing services?
We have absolutely gone off the rails now.
Yes,
that worked.
We're done. We are done.
Seems everything costs more these days.
It's a Passover.
Cash, groceries. And when's the last time you checked your wireless bill?
There we go. You can
when
see
it
me
comes to big
taking off my
wireless,
shirt.
if you're staying, you may be
Or my
overpaying.
sweatshirt.
Switch to Consumer Cellular to get the same fast
20 seconds.
without the big wireless bill. Plans start at just $20 a month, and now for a limited time, new customers
Your
can get their
husband
second
is
month
waiting
free.
naked on the
Call 1
sofa.
888 Freedom. Visit a store near you or consumercellular.com and start saving today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. Taxes, fees, and other third-party charges will apply. See website for additional details.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling. All opinions or statements expressed on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling or their guests and do not reflect the opinions of WPHT or Odyssey.
WPHT, WPHT-HD, WOGL HD3 Philadelphia. From the Piazza Auto Group Studios, experience the Power of One with 8 brands and 25 locations. Always live on the free Odyssey app. The Larry Steinhouse Show.
All right, here is another AI intro. Ready? Good afternoon and welcome to the sensational Larry Steinhouse Show. We're broadcasting live from the dynamic headquarters of Investor Schooling right here in picturesque
Larry can't
quarter
speak
houses,
today.
sewer houses, whatever. We're right here from the
what was it?
picturesque. I can't say. It's a word I can't say. Picturesque. Bucks County, Pennsylvania.
What is picturesque?
Stop.
Looks like a
Shh,
picture.
quiet. I gotta finish this. I am your host, Larry Steinhouse, proud CEO of Investor Schooling, and I'm here to turn financial education into an adventure that's both fun and accessible for you, Omri.
Thank you.
Today, we're unleashing the secrets of making more money from real estate investing to stock option trading, navigating the stock market, and maximizing your retirement funds. We're covering it all. Have a question? Don't be shy. Call us anytime during the show at
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. 855-939-1137.
We're ready to tackle your money questions, finance dilemmas, or anything else on your mind, even the latest in politics. And guess what? We're not just on the radio. Tune in live on Facebook, LinkedIn, Twitter, and YouTube. We want to hear from you. Drop a comment, say hello, let us know you're watching. Joining me today are my amazing co-hosts, the brilliant Dr. Deb Anderson and the inspiring, they don't know you very well.
No.
AI does not know you very well.
I'm delightful.
The inspiring Omri Morad.
The delightful.
Inspiring doesn't work for you, though.
The
Affectionately known as the immigrant.
I am inspiring.
Okay, slow down. Plus, we have our fantastic producer.
He's not. He's sweet.
He's sweet. Glenn Page, who's standing by to take your calls and get you on the air to discuss finances, real estate, the stock market, and even the latest in politics. Oh, my goodness. What else? Don't wait. Dial
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137.
And let's chat. The Larry Steinhouse Show is proudly brought to you by Investor Schooling, where we reveal money insights you never knew you needed, okay? Our mission is to provide practical learning that equips you with essential skills in real estate investing, stock options, tax-saving strategies, and the path to financial freedom. Our headquarters may be in Bucks County, but our online courses are making waves across the country. Get ready to take the plunge. RSVP for a free class this Thursday night at
investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
Let's embark on this exciting journey to financial empowerment together. I like what this says.
But did you actually
says,
read
I
this?
hope this version captures the energy you're looking for. Let me know if you'd like any adjustments. I like the first one better.
The first one was much better.
Did you actually read these before you read them? No. Okay, so that's the whole point. Is that
that's the essence of what we are. We are unscripted.
No, I get that we're unscripted. Like, we are completely unscripted. But I'm saying it didn't occur to you to read what AI wrote to you?
No.
Okay.
Why would I?
I don't know, because there's a couple spots in there you weren't sure how to read it.
Well, it was because it's difficult. And also, I'm having trouble seeing the screen.
Oh, so you need a new pair of glasses?
I probably need a new pair of glasses, or I probably just needed to make it bigger.
Okay.
You know, because I was really going like this back and forth trying to read it. Because
you're like davening as you're doing it.
Yeah, I was davening. Yeah,
you were davening as you were doing it.
back and forth trying to read it because I was having trouble. But the first one I was able to read pretty well.
Okay. No, that's why.
Yeah.
That's why I didn't think anything of it. But when you read this one, I'm
No.
thinking, oh, you must have.
This one didn't flow that well. I think that's why. Today we're unleashing the secrets to making more money. I don't know. I just don't like those words.
Yeah, me too. What
it's
is
not
unleashing?
my personality.
No.
So it's hard for me to read words like that.
You know what you can do is that you can take like a letter or something that you have written and say, I want you to do an ad or a new intro using this style, this voice, and then it'll do that. Because some of the words are not you at all.
No, I know, but that's fine.
But I'm just saying that you could do AI will do that for you.
Letting AI
all right.
tell me what to do.
I'm
so
just telling you that you
welcome
can
to the
adjust it.
Larry Steinhouse Show. We are a financial show.
It wasn't
Believe
as
it or not.
funny.
Let's talk about financial.
Believe it or
Well,
not, right?
no, we were talking about the Pimpmobile.
We
remember?
can talk about the
All right, so
Pimpmobile.
let's talk about the Pimpmobile. So first of all, you guys need to know, or if you weren't listening to the last show, we kind of did a little bit of an intro to this topic. So let me tell you a little bit about what happened. So for about, for a good while now, Omri and I were looking for a pickup truck that we could, basically take stuff from Home Depot to job sites and stuff, right?
It's good to have.
Yeah, it was good to have. I mean, it was funny trying to put, drywall in Omri's Tesla. So imagine trying to put drywall in Omri's Tesla, and it's very funny because he would figure out how to do it.
I have no doubt.
But I cringe when I see the drywall.
I'm still missing my hitch carrier.
Yeah, and he had a hitch carrier that somebody stole from one of the job sites in Delaware.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, so
In 10 minutes. I went inside and out 10 minutes and it was gone.
right?
Yeah.
Oh my
so
God!
so
you're
we
kidding, I
needed
had no
this.
idea.
We needed a truck, and we I didn't want to buy a new one. That's
No.
silly, right?
No.
Especially because we're not going to use it that often. So I see a friend of mine puts a post of a truck up on Facebook, and it was his son. Unfortunately, his son passed away, but he was selling this truck. It had 195,000 miles on it, but the pictures of the truck were beautiful.
Yes.
They just looked great. And I was like, and he said it for 5,000, and I just sent him a text message. I said, hey, I'll take it for 3,500. He goes, how about 38? I said, fine. Sight unseen, I bought this thing, right? And it's absolutely,
Which is something you do pretty common.
Yeah. That's very true. I do. Because I
You did something like that yesterday. If
Well,
you
we'll
want
talk about that
to
a little
talk
bit.
Yes,
about
I think
it,
that's
too.
a discussion we
We'll
need
talk
to
about
have.
it in a little while. Right. And actually, the person I bought it from, his father, who I bought it from, is actually an avid listener to the show. So it's interesting. He's probably listening to the show right now.
Can I ask?
But here's what happened.
Okay.
So I've never seen the truck, and based on the pictures and based on 3,800 and 200,000 miles, I also know the guy. I'm like, there's no way I could lose money on this, right? The absolute worst, I could sell it for what I bought it for. So I'm not really. So I knew it wasn't going to be a problem. So I go in and I'm actually surprised to see inside the truck that the interior's in really good shape. He had seat covers because he said the seats were ripped. There's seat covers, but the rest of the interior is in pretty good shape. I mean, it's it's for a 20-year-old truck, it's in pretty good shape, right?
And then you turned on the ignition.
And then I turned on the ignition, and it sounded great. It ran great. And then all of a sudden, like the stereo system that was in here that I didn't even look at before I got it, it's like it's older. Obviously his son was really into like probably I don't know, whatever.
It's fine.
Stereo systems, right? Because I used to be at the stereo systems when I was younger, right?
Mm-hmm.
And it has these two big subwoofers in the back, right? And it has the
two
Kenwood,
amplifiers,
the Kenwood, right? And it has all these lights in it. So the lights in it, was what happened was my wife came out and she said she gets into the truck and she goes, "This is a Pimpmobile," and I just thought it was absolutely hysterical because of the way the lights were in the interior of the truck. So the lights in the interior of the truck, they flash,
they all over. You know
they're
that
everywhere. They're everywhere in the truck, right? So it's kind of neat, So actually, I don't even know if you knew this, but I got it to actually dance to the music.
The foot. The foot,
right?
The foot
they dance
ones.
to the music, right?
They dance to the music.
Right.
So at some point you need to bring this thing to the school because I really want to see this
It's
thing.
here.
It's here.
It's
He
outside.
drove it
Is it really?
Yeah.
So as you know, my parents are in town, and my car, one of my car, is still at the shop. So when people are coming from abroad, you want cars because people are using them and all that. I said to Larry, "Is it ready? Can I go and pick it up?" So I went to pick it up from the garage today. And
I just had it inspected. The guy said it was in great shape.
Yeah, and I drove it basically from the garage to the restaurant, and I was laughing so hard the whole time.
Okay.
So first, it's LED lights all over the interior.
Okay.
They have a screen in the back, and the screen in the back window can do.
It has a hand.
It can do three things. It can do that.
Okay.
It can do that.
Yeah.
And it can do that.
Right? So basically he just gave...
I don't know if
but it's okay.
we allowed?
The wave gesture, like the
Yeah.
little hand up, right?
Yeah.
Then it's got the hang loose gesture, which is the two fingers, right?
Yeah, it's peace, no?
Right, and it's got the one finger
No,
up
this is
gesture.
And the
right?
one finger.
And the one finger up gesture.
I know.
Right?
And beside that, it's just a very... You see that, and that's something I wanted to talk to you off the air, but it seems that somebody loved this truck.
Yeah, absolutely. I
So
absolutely.
what did he die from?
I don't want to bring that up. It's
Okay,
it's not,
I
It's
understand.
not relevant. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, it's
But
not-
we need to do...
But
yeah.
you know, I also said something. I said, you know, I will
Okay.
I will take good care of this truck. Is what
It's
I,
exactly
what I said to
that,
him.
and
Yeah.
maybe we need to put a plate there.
Well,
That's
whatever.
what I would do.
Let's leave that alone.
Okay.
Maybe later. But more importantly, you know, we'll take good care of the truck. We're going to use it. We're gonna you know, we're going to
Looks
enjoy
like a
the
great truck,
and
yeah.
I'm really glad we got it. And I want to thank you. You know who you are if you're listening. I want to thank you for selling it to me for that price because we really needed it, and we're glad that it went to us and not somebody else.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? All right, so that's the story of the Pimp Mobile.
Okay.
So we call it the Pimp Mobile now, and that's, you know, because I name all my cars.
Oh, you do?
Yeah, pretty much.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
What are the other ones called?
I don't know. This one's called In the Shop All the Time. This one is called no. Okay.
Okay. All right. So then the other thing that, we were at the office yesterday, and then you and Omri went over to the auction.
I don't
yesterday.
want to talk about it.
Yeah, we need to talk about this. I don't want to talk about the property
Oh,
itself
please
because I don't. You know,
Did something happen
there's-
since
there's
yesterday?
there may be some litigation here.
Something
So I don't
happened
want to-
since yesterday?
No.
So
I'm
as
saying
you know-
there
as
could
you
be
know-
litigation. So I don't want to talk about, you know, because we don't know who's listening. I don't want to talk about the property. Like I don't want to talk about the address.
No, don't talk about the address.
So
sorry.
I want to say something.
Say
okay?
something.
I want to say something.
Yes.
I did almost everything in my life on my own. I didn't like to work with partners. You always hear horror.
Not hoarder.
Exactly. It's
Horror.
horror.
Horror
That's what I
stories.
said.
Yeah.
Horror.
Horror.
Stories
Horror.
about partnerships
Horror.
and all that.
Yes.
And I know Larry for a long time now, and we looked for something to do together. And then we found Florida, and then things came up. And beside the fact that we became friends, in specific things, we became partners. And I'm very happy for that. And when you start to do things alone, when you used to do things alone, you start to do things with friends. Well, I will say friends, not partners. It's addictive. It's good.
Okay.
And in the last few sheriff sale, we are going together. Now I'm looking at the list and I'm picking the things that are interesting to me. The problem is when the sheriff sale starts, even things that you were sure are coming up because you can see the list before and you see what's off, you see what's postponed, you see all that. Even things that seems they are coming up, maybe the morning of the sheriff sale they got canceled or postponed or something happened.
Yeah.
So basically everything we did research on got postponed or went off the list.
That's the same as the tax deed sale.
Exactly.
It happens all the time. You know.
Yeah, it's the
Exactly.
same as the tax deed
So
sale.
we are going over the stuff. There were one or two things that were interesting, and then there is a property that comes up, and we see the depth, and we are looking in
So
the
first of all,
computer.
property. When I look at the picture of the property
Yeah.
on Google, I estimate this property to be worth probably $1 million to $1.2 million.
Yes.
Just by the size, multiple buildings, you know, there's no doubt in my mind this property is worth a lot of money.
Okay.
All right, so go ahead, Omri.
So he looks at it, and I still don't know anything about the property. And we figure out that the lawyer stands up, and the lawyers say a price that is basically seems like...
She said the upset price is $280,000.
No, 280.
280, that's what I said. 280 up. 280, that's what I said. 280,000.
Yeah, 280. I'm sorry, 280,000.
So I nudge Omri and
He
I
say-
say,
he say,
bid
bid.
281.
Yeah, he said bid
Right, I said,
281.
Bid 281. Now, we hadn't researched the property. We hadn't researched what liens are on this property. We hadn't researched anything on this property.
Anything.
And that is a no-no. I mean, literally, the worst decision we could have made was make a bid on that property.
So
I expected there to be other bidding on this property. He stands up, he bids 281, no one else bids. And when no one else bids, my honestly,
The
my
heartbeat
thought was like, oh no, what did we do?
What did we miss? What everybody knows.
What does everybody know that we don't know?
Exactly.
Right. And then we were like, oh boy. So then Omri only had one check with him. He only had a $50,000 check with him, which, by the way, never do that, Omri. If you want to bring $50,000, so if you guys
don't bid on things you
don't. That's okay, but let me explain something too. So two things. One is, if you go to the auction, you have to bring a certified check with you,
or cash, whatever.
Right, or cash. But if you're going to bring $50,000, don't bring one check. Bring
multiple.
Bring 10 checks of $5,000, or 5 checks of $10,000. This way, you could put down 20 instead of 50, right?
So.
Or you could also put down 20 on this one and maybe 20 on the next one.
I tell you how I look at it, because you need to pay the
way 20 instead of.
So.
And this one maybe.
Look at it.
Right.
To me, to pay extra in the sheriff's sale and to pay a bit less at closing, 10 days, it's fine.
No, but
because you never believe that it won't come to a closing.
And you can't bid on another property after that because you already gave them your $50,000.
Correct.
So always come with multiple checks, right?
Yes.
Okay, but that's okay. That's just something that that we learned. So then we're like, then the auction ends, and we're like, oh, we almost got thrown out of the auction. We were making so much noise. We were so excited about this property, and everybody's coming up to us and going, is that good? Is that good? I'm like, oh. So we the auction ends and we leave. And we're gonna go right upstairs to the
recorder of deeds.
Yeah, the recorder
of deeds.
See if there's any other lien in this property. On the way up, we meet a guy who literally says to us, "I was petrified of that property. I can't believe you guys bid on it." I'm like, great.
Did he say why he was petrified?
Yeah, he goes because I found when I did it. He goes when I found a blanket loan on that property and several other properties that the guy owns.
Okay.
So I'm like, oh, wonderful. Now we have to deal with this. Then we go upstairs and we find lien after lien after lien after lien, including the blanket lien.
Okay.
So there are 4. There are 4 in total. 2 of them are mortgages against the property that we know for sure that one of them we settled. The other one, we are not sure if it's still pending or is it off, because it seems like what happened here is that the first mortgage kept getting assigned but to the same bank, which was weird.
I think it's just the bank was changing names, but
but it didn't change name. It all went to the same bank.
Okay, but hold on.
So why will a bank reassign?
I don't know.
It's weird. I know.
I'm not even worried about it, right?
And then we saw.
So we immediately, I get in the car and immediately call Steve Eisenberg, my lawyer. And Steve Eisenberg he's a really good real estate attorney. That's why I'm giving his name out right now. He's a really good real estate attorney, but he's like super high level real estate attorney. Banks use him for foreclosures. He forecloses on people. He saves people from foreclosure. I mean, it's a very high level, right? When banks make mistakes, he's the guy that litigates it, that kind of stuff, right? I called him immediately and I said, we either effed up or we hit the jackpot. And he starts laughing. I sent him all the stuff over, and he's reviewing it for me. Now, you got to remember that we left the auction at like 1 o'clock, right? And I called him, sent him stuff over. He has a busy day. He does, believe it or not, they don't do court hearings in
Friday.
No, they do court hearings on Zoom now. So he does a bunch of court hearings on Zoom. So he's got a bunch of hearings on Zoom Friday afternoon.
Yeah.
And he's still looking at stuff while he's doing the court hearings. Like he'll put up stuff on mute while he's looking at our stuff. That's what he was doing last day. And at the very end, he wasn't sure if we bought the first mortgage or the second mortgage. Now I'm sure he's looked at it since. He hasn't gotten back to me. I don't know what we did. So this is an interesting thing for the audience. Okay. Everybody's always afraid they're going to make a mistake in real estate. Well, Omri and I might have just made a major mistake. We might have made a $50,000 mistake. But you know what? If we lose the $50,000, which, by the way, if we could make the decision that we're just not going to close on the property and we're going to lose the $50,000, and that's fine.
And there are consequences with the bucks.
And there's also consequences where we can't go back to the auction.
I don't know for how long.
Yeah. So it's not a good thing that if we do that. However, the point here is that, look, everybody makes mistakes. So even if you're going to make a mistake, now I don't encourage you to make a $50,000 mistake, but most of the mistakes you're going to make are going to be a lot smaller than that. And if you buy a property and you learn from it, and look, we learned a lot of things about the auction yesterday after we bid, right? First thing, bring multiple checks is one of the things we learned, right? So these are things that you're going to have to go through in life. It's okay.
Listen,
and as long as you make the commitment to be a real estate investor, you're going to make money. Like, we talked about Debbie and her property on Monroe Street and how it was a really tough property for her. We talked about it for years. Now it's finally up and running. Go ahead, Omri, I'm sorry.
No, I'm sorry. I like to talk to the experienced people. And you know what what I keep hearing from the experienced people, including the guy who told us, is it a good deal or not? So they all made mistakes.
Absolutely.
They all lost money, and they all did things that they believe that they are right, and they figure out they are wrong.
Right.
One told me that one of the, let's call it the sharks of the sheriff's cell, told me the minute they win, they go, they knock on the door. If the house is unoccupied, they start working.
Yep.
They are not waiting.
Yeah.
That day, they bring a crew, they change the lock, and they start to work.
Right.
Even before closing.
Right. Now, the problem is we don't know what we just did.
No, we don't.
So
we know that
that's why I don't want to do anything yet.
We know that the property is occupied.
We also know the property is now ours.
We know that the property will be
ours.
ours.
It will be ours if we come up with the other 231,000.
Yes, correct.
Is it occupied? Is it somebody in it?
It is occupied.
Right. The guy who
lost it
foreclosed
basically.
On occupies it. His business occupies it.
Okay.
So there's a bunch of little things we have to work. That's why I want to talk about the address.
We are not sure about that because apparently there are two LLCs and a personal name. So we are very confused about that. If the proper mortgage, the mortgage that is on the property is against the business or against his holding LLC that holds his properties. It's a bit complicated, but yeah.
So we know that we're going to be paying some legal fees, no matter what.
Yeah.
Even if it turns out that we hit the lottery, and there are no second liens, or they've all been paid off, or they go away, whatever it is, we're going to be paying a lot of legal fees. When I say a lot, maybe 10 or 15,000 legal fees would be probably the max to get it straightened out. But if it gets straightened out, we did really, really well.
You did amazingly, yeah.
Right. And
the
if we didn't.
No, it's true. It's true.
You guys will know in a couple of weeks. We
will tell the story. But yeah, it was very stressing 24 hours, extremely, because it's okay that you can lose $50,000. It's not something that you should accept and say, I'm in a position in my life I can lose $50,000. You should do everything to avoid it, not to say I can.
Right.
So it's a philosophy in my brain behind that. So
the philosophy is really simple.
Yeah.
If we lose this $50,000, it doesn't change our lifestyle, but it still stinks.
It stinks and it hurts.
That's how I teach investing. Right. If you put a certain amount of money into even a stock options account, and you make a couple of bad moves and you lose that money, if it doesn't change your lifestyle, then you just lick your wounds and move on.
Let's hope we will be good. Bless you.
There you go. All right. So that was our interesting day yesterday, and we'll see what happens.
We'll see what happens. Exactly.
Hopefully it works out. That's all I can say.
Me too.
All right. What do you want to do? You want to bring up another topic?
You do it.
No, you do it.
Me?
Yeah.
So I can talk about a topic.
Good. Do it.
So I want to talk about that other property I was telling you about that we went over. Like
the
if you
quad.
were listening to the quad.
The quad.
So,
the quad?
The quad?
A quad.
Is it the quad?
So
the fourplex?
The fourplex.
How many units? Okay.
So and Larry tells me this all the time, and we always talk about it at the schools. Is one of the first questions you have to ask is, why are they selling? And I know that because I kept talking about how this is my year and I'm doing a lot of different things this year to just improve my life and move things forward, that I got myself very caught up in the property and not so much of talking to the person and building a relationship and building a rapport and seeing that. So when Larry asked me, she's like, why are they selling? I couldn't answer because I was so caught up with the property that I forgot to get all that information.
Mm-hmm.
Most people guess. Like, oh, they're selling because they don't want the property anymore. Well, that's obvious, but why don't they want the property anymore?
Right.
So that's where you really need to understand, if you're going to be doing this business and you're going to be buying properties from people, you need to ask them a question, why you're selling. And most of the time, it's not the real answer. You need to find out what the real answer is because, the market's up and I want to just cash out. And that's certainly an answer, and what he said is certainly true, but it may not be the real answer, especially if he's got tenants that aren't paying. That's the real answer.
When we have a seller that exposed the open wound, we know to believe. Like the call we had in the first hour. First hour, when you are in position that you're not trying to make everything pretty and nice, right? That somebody's coming and tell you, I have a tenant that is not paying, I am behind on taxes, I can't afford the property, I have a lot of whatever. This is where I'm happy to hear that. I'm happy to show some comfort to the seller because they are honest.
Yeah, and what we're also trying to do is we're trying to help them out of their situation. Because now if we know their situation, that may open up opportunities to creative financing to solve their situation better than it would be if we just bought the property flat out.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to, somebody like, I don't know, let's say somebody's getting divorced, right? And they're like, I have to sell this property because because I have to give my wife $50,000, as part of divorce settlement, right? And now you can figure out, hey, I'll pay the wife the $50,000 and I'll pay you a certain amount of money a month so you can live off that. So you could maybe it offsets your child support or your spousal support. And that might be a better play for the person. So it's just an example. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So,
by the way, why don't you just give the phone number real quick?
Please, 855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. 855-939-1137. So, it's funny that you brought that up. I actually want to talk about something I don't know enough about.
Well, we cut Debbie off.
I'm sorry.
The phone number out.
I'm used to it. Omri's always cutting me off.
I want to get the phone number out because I want people to call.
You used to it?
Well, yeah. So I guess what I was thinking is that so I've been having these discussions on and off with this guy, and I tried to make an appointment to meet him in person on Monday.
Right.
So he lives probably about an hour away ish, about an hour away. So I'm trying to make an appointment with him, and then and he's like, maybe I could do it here and there. So I don't think he's incredibly interested in meeting in person. I kind of get that feel.
He might not be that interested in selling the property.
Well, it's funny you say that because when I was looking at the same place I found it, again, he reposted it again this morning. So, I mean, I think he definitely is interested in selling this property, but I wonder if maybe he's just not getting the responses.
He might be fishing.
Maybe. So
you want to buy my ice cream store property?
No.
I'll sell it to you for $500,000 right now.
I have no interest in your ice cream.
No, I know, but you understand what I mean?
Okay.
Not the ice cream store, but the property that holds the ice cream store.
Okay.
I could put it up for $500,000. If somebody gave me $500,000, I'd take it.
Okay.
So to me, that's fishing.
So that's something that I do sometimes with all the postcards we are getting in the mail.
I guess my point is that I'm feeling a little bit, maybe not frustrated, but
But I'm not sure. I'm not sure your position right now.
Okay.
You did research on the property on your own.
Yeah.
And do you think the deal makes sense to you?
Well, it did initially so this was the second deal that I was talking about at the school. So, I mean, initially it made sense. And then when I was talking to the seller, he kind of changed the terms a little bit. And then it didn't make sense anymore.
What's the terms?
He wanted, a $60,000 deposit.
How the terms changed? Now how much he wants?
Yeah, well, before he wasn't interested in having a down payment.
Okay.
He was interested in seller financing, and he was okay with doing the subject to where I would just take over his mortgage, and that I would give him, payments every month. And then he's like, well, no, if I want to do that, then I want to have. Then he started talking about a 1031 exchange, which I'm not going into here, but I'm like, well, this wouldn't even work for any of that. So that's a whole other option I'm not going to talk about here. But then he said, well, I want to get some money down, and I'm like, okay, what is it that you're
What
looking?
did you ask?
What?
He asked for $60,000.
He asked for $60,000.
No, I'm saying, what did you ask? Because I was curious if you ask him how much he needs to figure out.
Right. It's funny that you say that because that's right. That's the line. How much do you need? Not how much do you want. How much do you need?
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
Because the how much do you need will put you in a better understanding of where he is. He needs $10,000 for a car right now, or it needs $60,000 to pay for the college for one of his kids. That's the difference.
This all comes back down to the same thing: is why are you selling?
Mm-hmm.
It always comes back to that. So whenever you heard in the prior show, you heard us talk about. Actually, somebody called. They
Yes,
actually
yes,
thought they were
yes.
calling
The
to sell
first
their
caller,
house, right?
yeah.
Because we use the same number.
Mhm.
And my first question is, what's going on? And she started to say what was going on, and what was going on was simple. It was that the tenants don't pay, and she's tired of being a landlord. And that was that was everything about it. So now I know her pain. Her pain is, I just don't want to deal with this anymore. So, that obviously gives us a lot of negotiation room if she doesn't want to deal with it anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But at the same time, she may say, hey, well, I have a certain number. Well, okay, well, maybe we can work something out. Maybe I do a seller finance deal. Maybe she likes the idea of getting a check every month, and that's why she wanted rent in the first place. So now I talk about seller financing, and I can get her a check every month.
Mm-hmm.
That's all. That's why you got to ask all those questions.
Yeah, so I really think that I screwed up this deal. and I don't think that there's much coming back from it at this point.
That's how
really.
we learn, right?
Did it cost you $50,000?
No, it did not cost me $50,000.
So then we didn't screw us up. It screwed up as
How
bad
you
as we
can
did
laugh
yesterday.
at that? I need to catch your disease. How do you do that?
Do what?
How do you laugh at that?
Because he doesn't care.
So it's very simple, Omri. What's the difference? You want to cry?
No, I don't want to cry.
So then
do-
what do you want to do about it?
I do it better than the effect.
So what are you going to do about it, right? We made a mistake.
I'm afraid sometimes when people don't take their mistakes seriously, they make them again and again. To me, the fact that I'm stressed over this, the fact that it go through me, I know it will leave
Scar?
A scar. And the scar, thank you, I appreciate that. I will pay you for that. And the scar will let me know never do it again.
Okay. So what will you never do again?
I will never bid on a property without
doing
a research before.
Right.
And
we
I will do.
We already knew that. We knew that before we sat down.
Yeah, I never did it before. I want to blame you, but
honestly, you should blame me.
I know.
Because it was my enthusiasm that ruined that. And
I
you
get
should
it.
have, I mean, not that you should have. You could have just said, no, Larry, we didn't check this. And I would have said, yeah, you're probably right. Let's not bid.
I go to the beginning
it was the heat of the moment.
Yes.
And look, it could still possibly work out. But let's talk about the fact that we might lose. Let's say we lost $50,000.
Yeah.
Okay, so we each lost $25,000.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So what? You can't turn back the clock.
You can't. I know.
You can't fix it. It's just what it is. So don't let it get to you. I mean, it's
no.
not a great thing.
It's not that it's getting to me. I slept very well at night. Okay. People need to understand. People need to understand that Larry has a fact machine. No, but people need to understand.
A fat machine?
Effects.
Oh, effects. I didn't know what you said. I thought you said a fat machine.
What is a fat machine?
I don't know. That's why I asked.
What is a fat machine?
I don't know.
What?
I don't know.
What the fat machine is doing to you?
That's why
I don't know. A fat machine.
It's like a whorehouse.
So we need to it's
actually
I'm done.
That's okay. We need to go to a commercial anyway.
Can we go? Can we go? Go.
All right, hold on. All right, take us to commercial. Hey, this is
what's going on here today? What's going on here today?
Listen to my voice before you finally go to investorschooling.com. I can't believe you haven't signed up for a class yet. You're going to learn real estate investing. You're going to learn stock options trading. You're going to learn things about money that you didn't even know existed. Go to investorschooling.com right now. Oh my goodness. This Thursday, investorschooling.com, and take that free class. See you there. Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Listen, I know sometimes you worry about coming to see me because you don't want to invest in real estate, because you don't want to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants. I'm going to teach you a way that you don't have to deal with toilets, trash, or tenants, or even own any real estate and invest in real estate at the same time. You want to learn this, so go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com, and take a complimentary class this Thursday, and I promise you, no toilets, no trash, no tenants. Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. I've been talking about myself for all these years. Now it's time for you to hear from one of our great clients.
Investor Schooling lives up to the promises. Larry's a great teacher, teaches about the whole new approach to thinking about money. I've taken to heart many of the things that he's taught me, and my financial life has improved.
Come to Investor Schooling, and you could be just like Charlie and change your financial life. Go to investorschooling.com. We will see you Thursday. Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Did you know that we have a radio show right here on WPHT every Saturday at 1 o'clock? It's called The Larry Steinhouse Show. And you want to listen to this show because it's a live show and you can call in. In fact, here's the call-in number.
855-939-1137.
And when you call in, you can ask us questions about real estate, the stock market, even politics. Make sure you tune in Saturday, 1 o'clock. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Hey, this is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Did you know that there are a lot of altruistic reasons that you should become a real estate investor?
Glenn, was that you?
Rent houses to really nice people.
Somebody
who need
yawned?
houses. And you know what? When there's a housing shortage and you have a house for them, they're so happy. I've actually gotten hugs from tenants. So come to Investor Schooling. That was you yawning? You will learn how to be a landlord the right way. That's right. We have a complimentary class this Thursday night. And this way, you can get hugs from your tenants too. Go to investorschooling.com. We'll see you Thursday night at 7 o'clock. This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Did you know that you can leverage the stock market with a little bit of money to make a lot of money? That's right. We have something that we teach called stock options, and you can make a lot of money with a little bit
You
of money
saw the
using
message
stock
from
options.
Glenn?
Yep, you got to learn how to do it.
No.
So go to
Text.
investorschooling.com, and you will learn how to do it. Take a complimentary class this Thursday, and I'm going to teach you that and more. Investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com.
I think Phil
We'll see
sent you
there.
a message.
This is Larry Steinhouse with Investor Schooling. Did you know
Did
that
you hear
there
what I
are
said?
so many different ways to prepare
I said I
for retirement,
think Phil
and
sent you a
annuities
message.
are not the answer. Yeah. Come learn this Thursday
All
by
right,
taking
you ready to come back?
class on Investor Schooling. Come to Investor Schooling.
Yeah, we're ready, Glenn.
And you will learn so many different ways that you can make more money in retirement
out times are the same.
actually expected to. Go to investorschooling.com and sign up for a complimentary class this Thursday. That's investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. We'll see you there.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling.
I can't stop. I can't stop moving my head to this music. It's like,
Okay.
All right, welcome back to the Larry Steinhouse Show. I am, what do we do? I'm Larry Steinhouse. That's right. That's who I am. I'm here with Dr. Deb and
You don't know who you are anymore?
So it's very funny. One of our friends actually just texted me, knows the property we bought. So that's kind of interesting. So he said we gave out too much information. I don't think we gave out any information.
No, I don't think.
So he must know all about it. So that's kind of interesting. He must have been in the auction or looked at the auction. But yeah, Glenn, you actually guessed it right. Not you, Glenn Page, different Glenn. You guessed it right. That's exactly what we bought, and I'm kind of hoping we didn't goof on it. We'll find out. If we did, well, it is what it is. So somebody actually says, if I lost a deposit, would it be tax deductible? Well, yeah. But what am I going to do? Get $5,000 back of the $10,000 and I get of the $50,000 and get the tax write it off? It really doesn't matter. I mean, it could be a bad play, David. So if that happened, that happened. All right. Welcome back to Larry Steinhouse Show. I'm here with Dr. Deb and Omri. And Omri, during the commercial, was balancing pens on his microphone boom.
I was bored.
Well, you weren't as bored as Glenn. He yawned. And now you're bored? Okay.
No, I'm not bored. I'm
All right,
good.
cool. All right, so where were we? What were we going to talk about next? I forgot now.
Debbie.
Did we?
Debbie.
What about me?
Debbie.
When are we doing that other hour?
Soon.
Okay.
The answer is always soon.
Okay.
Good.
So we'll talk about it very soon. Like it could probably be the beginning of next month that we'll be doing the other hour, which is 2 weeks from now.
Okay, so you realize I'm out pretty much all of May.
Oh no.
Yeah, pretty much all of May I'm gone.
Yeah.
It would be so fun for us.
I know you guys are gonna have a blast without me. You could say
know.
all these like horrible things about me, and I won't even know the difference.
So next month Debbie's going to be away.
Gonna be away.
Where are you going?
I am going to Argentina.
Argentina. What are you going to be doing in Argentina?
Yeah. So actually, for the first weekend, I'm actually going to covering a conference for my job, for my day job.
Right.
And then my brothers and my sister actually were born there, and my parents are from there, or were from there.
Really?
Yeah. So I've never been because I was born here in the U.S. And all of us wanted to go. So then they said something to me. They're like, "Hey, you want to go?" I'm like, "Yeah, let me know if you guys decide going." So we were going to go for a week. And then my brothers are going for 2 weeks. And then my sister's husband decided to not go because I was going to just go for a week. So because he decided to not go with my sister, she extended her week for 2 weeks. So then I'm going to go now for 2 weeks. So, but it's kind of like in the middle of the week, and the way it falls, I leave on a Wednesday and I don't come back until like a Friday. So I'm going to be gone. So we're going to go see some glaciers. We're going to see where my parents grew up. We're going to go see some waterfalls.
They grew up?
Where they grew up.
No, I just couldn't resist because we were talking about people not hearing words correctly.
Not
earlier.
funny. Not funny.
It is funny.
No, it wasn't funny. So
okay. It wasn't funny. Okay.
No, it wasn't funny. But one of the things that is my favorite, and I cannot wait, because I keep talking about this all the time. So Argentina, I don't know if you guys know, is like the meat capital of the world. Of
course, yeah.
Yeah. So I love my steak. I'm a big fan of steak, and Del Fresco's is always better than Capitol Grill. I don't care what you say. There's a place in Philly I told you that I went to. It was really good. We have to go. Anyway, so I love my steak, and it's a big thing for me. And I'm looking forward to getting a 5-star dinner practically every night for $30 because it's very cheap there. And what's going to be really nice is my dad always made a really good steak, so it might actually be similar to what my dad used to make because my parents are both gone. So I'm really looking forward to that part of it too. So it'll be fun. I'm really looking forward to going.
Cool. That's excellent.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to
have a good time. So I have to comment on something. It's very interesting. So at Investor Schooling, we not only, we have a lot of friends. We have a lot of people who come to us and a lot of people who help us and help each other. So one of our friends, Glenn, right now is actually texting me because he's listening to the show.
I know, I see.
And he's texted something right now. He said he's a zoning guy. He knows zoning, and he knows how to apply for zoning. And he actually figured out what property it was based on our conversation, which most people wouldn't have figured that one out, but he figured it out. And he's actually saying he's actually researching for us what we could do with this property if it becomes ours.
Oh, nice.
So that's actually really cool to know that we could do it, So and obviously I would hire him because he's a consultant. But at the same time he's already looking out for us.
I'm saying cool. for years, okay? This is not a school. Yes, the title is Investor Schooling.
A family.
We are a family.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And when people coming here for a Thursday and they don't come for a Monday, I think they don't understand what they miss, because the family comes to reality on Monday night.
Right. So just so to explain what Omri's talking about,
when you
come to a free class on Thursday, it's a free class. I mean, it's actually a class. It's a class that we have that other students have paid for to attend. Mm-hmm. Right? You get to attend that class. It's not a sales pitch. It's a class. And then we invite you back on Monday to a Monday mastermind where all the students get together and bounce ideas off each other and help each other and talk to each other. This is where you might find this guy, Glenn. He might be there and talking about whatever zoning or helping with us with a project or something that we're working on, right? And that's where, like Omri's suggesting, that's really the family moment. And by the way, even if you're listening and you're listening from far away, the people on Zoom also sit in that room. They just sit in that room in their house because we have nice camera system and we can see the people in the room. And usually about 30 people in the room, and there's usually like 30 to 40 people online.
We have person from California that will lend people for a property and investor in Philadelphia.
Absolutely true. Yes.
That's how we do it.
Yeah, so it is like family, and the Monday night is really a great time. So what Omri said is some people come on Thursday and then they're like, oh well, and then they just don't come back on Monday and they miss it. And they're both so important. Both nights are so important.
You should come for a Thursday night and a Monday night, and you will feel it. You will see exactly what I'm talking about and why it's so different than anything else that is out there. We are a real family, all of us. And it's not only the three of us. It's us, it's the student. It's the fact that people know they can come and ask the question directly to us or to 20 other students. And that's the big benefit here.
And Mother Debbie keeps us in line.
Very important.
Yeah.
Right? All right. So
we're going to need a volunteer to keep you in line when I'm away, I guess. Because that was
So sometimes it's really funny. Sometimes, like, when you're away, when I'm doing a presentation, like, I'll even know when I'm off, like, I've totally gone off the rails.
Yeah.
And I'll even go, good thing Debbie's not here. She'd bring me back in.
Yeah, some of the students have told me that. And I just, of course, shake my head when I hear that. And I'm just like,
Or sometimes the student will say it. They go, Larry, get back on track. That's what Debbie said. It's very, very funny. It's very funny when they do that, because that makes me laugh. It makes me realize that we are family, because, somebody else can say that and do that.
Yeah,
Omri, give the phone number out.
855-939-1137. That's 855-939-1137. 1137. 855-939-1137. 855-939-1137.
Nice. Okay, so if you guys have anything, we've got a few more minutes.
I want to talk to you about the stocks because...
Sure, let's do it.
The beginning was weird. We said it's a day, it's 2 days, it's 3 days. And it seems like even when now it's up, it's still
Monday,
very
the market,
drastic.
The NASDAQ on Monday is going to take off.
Okay.
Okay, based on?
Based on Trump saying...
The cellular phones?
The cellular phones and computers are going to be excluded.
Yeah.
So NVIDIA is going to go up. Intel's going to go up.
Yeah.
AMD is going to go up. Apple's going to go up. All these companies are going to fly on Monday. Now, if you get in early, like Monday, really early, you're probably going to get to ride it out. But don't stay in all day. I mean, unless if you're a trader, don't stay in all day. You could buy it early and then just hang on to it. But if you're a trader, you're going to get out sometime in the afternoon around 1 or 2 o'clock when you're going to peak because all the profit taking is going to start right then. Now, I have a bunch of Intel calls, so that'd be great for me. I don't have any Apple. It's funny. I actually thought about buying Apple, but two reasons I didn't buy Apple. One was I didn't have any more money because I have all my money I play right now, and number two, it's not my 6. So one of the things we teach is we teach people to have 6 stocks. I only play 6 stocks. It's not one of my 6. But I knew Apple was going to eventually take off. I'm just waiting for it to take off on Monday.
Intel seems to me like such a good investment, right? It's a company that I understand we also have AMD, but Intel is. I mean, it's
AMD?
Intel.
Which one's AMD?
AMD is another chip maker.
Oh.
So I'm trying to figure out why Intel is so low right now.
Well,
Intel should have been recovered.
No, it should not. It should not be under 20.
It's ridiculous.
I mean, it shouldn't even be under 30.
It shouldn't be 20.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
But right now, actually, I think it's 18-something is where it's closed on Friday. Let me just double check. Because I think that's a great stock. And I think there's a great long-term stock. Plus, if you want to do the cover call strategy that we talked about in the last show, that's a really great stock to do covered calls on, too, because it's moving so much. Let me just see where Intel, I think it was 18-something was when I saw it last. Oh, 19. I'm sorry, 1964. So actually, it's not that bad. So 19, even at 19, it's a great call. I would play 19, and I would sell the call when the stock hits 22, and you'd make some nice money. You'd probably make 35-40% of your money.
Okay,
which isn't bad. I would also think that's going to happen very quickly, where it's going to go from where it is right now, 1964-ish, to 22, probably in 3 days, if not Monday.
Okay.
So Herb says he has NVIDIA puts. So the problem with NVIDIA puts, Herb, is you missed it. Like when NVIDIA hit 88, but by the way, I've been saying, how long have I been saying that NVIDIA is going to hit 85? For 6 months?
Yeah, for a while, yeah.
And I said, that's the time to buy it. That's the time to buy NVIDIA.
And where are they?
Back up to about 120.
Okay.
Let me just double check. But that was the time to buy it. I mean, again, I was out of money at that point, so I couldn't. But, actually, NVIDIA's at 111, which means it's going to go back to 120. So I'm sorry, Herb, if you've got puts, unless the stock market has a crazy, crazy day, puts probably won't be a great idea right now. All right, where are we? What else we got here?
We're in the studio.
I know. I just got to block somebody out of the.
I couldn't understand what that was. Yeah. So here's a question that I guess I'm not sure I understand. But with all the tariffs that are going on, especially with China, because it seems like a lot of the other countries are calling Trump up and figuring something out, which I think is fantastic. So I think he held
he's
a lot.
Doing exactly what he said he would do.
Right, but with China, I know that with Canada, they took all of like U.S. liquor off the shelves. Right, remember that was a big thing.
was a protest.
But that's exactly. It's not
just a protest.
It didn't come from the government.
No, it didn't come from the government. Right. But I guess I'm wondering is because we have so many products here in China, here in the U.S. that are from China, how is it gonna? Is that going to affect anything that's already on the shelves?
Well, yes and no. The stuff that's on the shelves right now are priced whatever they're priced at based on the prior tariffs. Which, there's always been tariffs. It's just that he increased them, I don't know, 5-fold maybe.
Yeah.
You know, so now what's going to happen is the new stuff that the stores are buying. Let's say they bought, deodorant made in China, and they paid $1 for it, and they sold it for $2 in CVS.
Yeah.
Now they might pay $1.50 for it, so CVS has to sell it for at least $2.50 to make the same profit. That's all.
Okay.
So it will affect things. It will affect items on the shelf, but it won't affect it to the next shipment. Now, some of the stores will take some proactive moves and say, okay, well, you know, the stuff on the shelf I can make some extra money on right now, so I'm going to raise the prices. And they'll do that. So it's a really good time to buy a car before there's any new tariffs.
Yeah.
And it's a really good excuse to buy a Tesla, because Tesla will have hardly any tariff effect. Which, by the way, I drove, or sat behind the wheel, I guess, of a self-driving Tesla this last week.
Oh, yeah?
That was wild.
Mm-hmm.
That was really uncomfortable at first.
It's the same reaction. Everybody that drive it first time.
Then it got very comfortable after that. Like, it took me about 20 minutes to get used to it.
Okay.
Because, you know, I do have, on my truck now, I have adaptive cruise control, and I have the lane, you know, keeps
lane assist.
Lane assist, right.
Yeah.
So I can let go of the steering wheel and you know, drive in 55, 60, 70 miles an hour.
Correct.
And stay in the lane and stay a decent distance from the car in front of me. But that's it. That's all my car does. My Explorer, that's all it does. But this Tesla, you get into it, you tell it where you want it to go.
Okay.
And you put your hands down. You let go. You don't touch any gas pedal or any brake or anything.
Nothing.
And it just goes.
Wow.
It stops at red lights. It decides that the car in front of you is going too slow and passes it.
Wow.
It's so bizarre. It was really scary.
Everything. You don't need to do anything. You don't need to worry about pedestrian.
Right.
Okay, if you have a pedestrian on the sidewalk and there's a zebra crossing, it will stop to the pedestrian.
Okay.
It's insane how much the car knows.
What's scary is that this is like the wave of the future. Like, because in 20 years from now, it's going to be all self-driving cars.
Well, I don't know if it will all be.
This is the worst it's going to be.
Oh, I hope not.
It only gets better, right?
Right.
It only gets better. So it's really scary. I mean, it's pretty obvious that my grandson, who was just born a month ago-ish, right?
He'll never learn how to drive a car.
No, don't say that. Please don't say that.
Never learn how to drive a car.
Please don't say that.
Yeah.
I really hope you're wrong.
Yeah, and it's funny. I keep looking at it, going, "I want to buy it. I want to buy it. I want to buy it." Now all my cars are paid for. I don't have any car payments, and I look at this thing, and I'd have a $1,500 to $1,700 a month car payment if I bought this Tesla.
Okay.
And I just don't want to have a $1,500 to $1,700 a month car payment when I have no car payments.
Yeah.
So that's probably the only thing holding me back. So as time goes by and my car starts to wear, now I mean my car is 3 years old. So it's probably not going to wear for many years.
No, it's fine.
And as the technology gets better and my car gets more wear, I might make this plunge. But if I was looking for a car right now, I'd be buying that Tesla.
Wow.
I really would. It was so fantastic.
Wow.
But it's still electric. But I don't. So then, you know, the other thing is, you know, like I just bought the Pimpmobile that we talked about earlier. The Pimpmobile would be fine for gas. So I could get around with gas and I don't have to worry about, like if my Tesla didn't have a charge, I at least could get around. So that would be another thing. Right now, the way they are, I would want to make sure I have a gas-powered vehicle backup.
I agree.
You know, and I know you have too.
Yeah, I do. I also I find the system that Tesla use with the supercharger that go with the navigation, that you tell the car where you go, and the car tell you, okay, you will get there. Let's say I want to go to California right now. The car tell me you will arrive there on Tuesday or Wednesday, because it tell me you will stop here and you will charge for 20 minutes, and you will stop here and you will charge for 15 minutes, and you will stop here.
Does it account for you sleeping too or no?
No.
Okay, that's interesting.
It won't, but it tells you if you drive, basically, where you will stop to charge. You don't have to obey. Right. You can do whatever you want.
Right.
For example, if you want to get home with zero because you know that you can charge at home, you can do that and tell Tesla, no, I'm not charging there.
Right.
So the system works very well, and of course, that's why I bought the car. Tesla still have the best charging network in this world.
Right.
Why can't they use like? And I probably this is a stupid question because I just don't know the technology. But why can't they incorporate like solar at some point into Tesla?
I think they will.
Okay.
And I think they're also going to have magnetic charging roads.
Yes.
Okay.
So all of this is going to come, and that's what's going to make it the switch to electric.
Okay.
That's when electrical makes sense.
So
now, there was another thing too that was really quiet, and I didn't mention this. I said, "Take me to Walmart." I literally pushed a button. I said, "Take me to Walmart." The car made a U-turn in the middle of the room, in the middle of the road, on street road. Made a U-turn.
Wow, on street road.
Right, because I'm petrified of making a U-turn on street road. Right.
Yeah.
Makes a U-turn on street road. Takes me to Walmart. Right. Waits to make a left into Walmart for the cars to pass. Pulls into Walmart, goes in front of the door of Walmart.
And park.
Not yet. It goes up a parking street, and it shows all the open parking spots on the screen.
Wow.
And it says, pick one.
Wow.
It's insane.
And you pick it.
It's insane,
You scroll the little knob, you scroll it, right? You pick it, you push the button, and the car drives there.
You can just see the screen.
Backs into the spot.
Yeah.
It was like, wow.
That's why people don't understand. Tesla is not another car company.
Okay.
That's why Tesla is at whatever they are, I don't know, 250, and Ford is at 10.
Yeah, right.
Tesla is a startup. It's not a startup. It's an engineering company.
Well, there's so much more than just the cars.
Yeah,
and there's also the infrastructure. It's like an iPhone.
It's
the iPhone. Somebody buys an iPhone. Apple makes money every time they buy an app. On your iPhone, every time they buy an app, they get money from AT&T every time they make a phone call. I mean, this is just a conduit to make money. The iPhone.
I didn't know that.
It's the same thing with
AT&T pay Apple.
I'm sure, absolutely.
Why?
Because not AT&T, but whoever your user is, your
provider
is.
Why will he pay for the manufacturer of the phone?
They want to sell their services.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. So we got just a couple more minutes, and it's funny. I'm watching the YouTube chat, and some guys like, hey, what time does it start? Yes, we usually start at 1:00. It's a 2-hour show. It's actually 2 1-hour shows back to back, and they run right into each other. For you guys who don't know, if you're online, we start at 1 and we end at 3, and it's a lot of fun. This show's a lot of fun. We talk about things that have to do with money. We talk about the real estate. We talk about stock market. We talk about politics sometimes.
Talk about whatever you want. Just call and talk to us.
I mean, we had a show. We talked about whore houses.
Yes.
So it's just about hua houses.
Hua houses.
We started with nipples. It was a good show.
Right.
And with nipples. I undressed her in the break.
Yeah, she undresses during the break. I mean, it's just a great all around show. So if you've never listened to the show before, you're listening to it for the first time, you definitely have to continue listening. And it's a great show. And if you want to go, you go to investorschooling.com. You can find out more about us, and you can take classes. So even if you're not listening, if you're not in the local area, you go to investorschooling.com. You go to the bottom of the screen. When it says RSVP, you go to the bottom of the screen. It says, "Hey, I'm not in the Philadelphia area," and you push a button, and you could take our class via Zoom.
Yeah.
But if you're in the area, we highly recommend you come in, because it's a different kind of experience when you come in.
Yeah.
And also, you get to meet us. You get to have Omri shake your hand and whisper the phone number in your ear. It's really important.
We always clean your ears before you come to me.
So I want to thank everybody, of course, for listening. You guys are awesome. I want to thank my awesome co-host, Dr. Deb Anderson, and I want to also thank my other co-host, Omri. I said my awesome co-host, Dr. Deb Anderson.
Anderson.
Yeah, and you said my name wrong twice.
I know, it was funny that I did that.
What's up?
And of course, I want to thank the Glenn Page for being here and being our producer, and I want to thank all the callers. You guys are awesome. You guys make the show. Wait, there were no callers this show. Screw you guys. Anyway, go to investorschooling.com. That's investorschooling.com. See you Thursday.
Bye.
This program is paid for by Investor Schooling. All opinions or statements
Thank you,
expressed
sir.
on the program are solely those of Investor Schooling or their guests.
Oh, definitely first hour. Let's entertain the people.
Or Odyssey.
WPHT.
You got it, and I will send you the information for the gentleman's name is Ty.
Yeah, I think that's a woman, actually.
No, it sounded like a man.
Was it?
It sounded like a man. It was a man.
Vivek? Ooh la la, Vivek?
Oh, what happened to Vivek?
I tried to get the guys to do that. I tried to get his email, but he was just way too hard to understand. So
Yeah,
I definitely
yeah.
have his, I have his phone
And
number.
Allison
Definitely.
Keys, there is some
All right, man,
relief
thanks.
now for
Appreciate your help, man.
consumers, China, and
Talk to you next
biotech
week.
companies as the Trump
We need to start
administration
promoting the
says
Love
it will
27
exclude
event and
products
Money
including
Hacks.
laptops, computers, and
Yeah,
other
you're right.
electronics
I need to
from
know, do
so-called
that.
reciprocal
All right, Glenn,
tariffs.
thank you, man.
CBS News
Thank
tech
you, Glenn.
contributor Ian Scher explains.
In a lot of ways, this is a recognition of
What? Porterhouses.
Hua.
Hua.
I remember because it was a big discussion we had at home once. It was just funny. Hua. I don't remember.
Don't do it.
It's 'cause I drink all that
Hua. Hua. I'm going all the way to PhD just to redo that one commercial.
What do you do today?
What?
What do you do today?
With what?
No, in general, what do you do?
What?
What do you do today?
What am I doing today? I'm going to the Seder tonight. That's what I'm doing. Are your parents going?
Mm-hmm. You're here.
The kids going too?
Mm-hmm.
All right, cool.
It'll be fun.
Yeah, I didn't know your parents were going. That's all.
I think I'm driving there.
So we're like half of it, huh?
Hmm?
We're like half of it, huh?
What do you mean half of it?
We're half the Seder.
Half the Seder.
Half the people attending the Seder.
Why half?
Because all of us together are half the people attending the Seder.
He has a big room. He filled it out.
No, I know, but we're gonna have half the Seder.
Yeah. What's up? I think I'm driving there right now.
What, to the temple?
Yeah.
What?
No, not the temple. To Richland
Richland Town?
Yeah. I want to look at it. I don't know. Just to take a look.
I don't know. I hate to do that.
I know. I will go. Fine.
No, I mean, I just hate to do it because I'd rather do it when we know what we're doing and go there and say, hey, look, we're the new owners. Here's the situation.
No, I don't know if they're open. I just want to look at it.
What, the place that you guys bought yesterday?
Yeah.
What town was it in?
Take a look at it.
Where was it in again?
Richland Town. Near Quaker Town. So, what time is it? 3 o'clock? I got to call. What do I have to do? I got to call somebody, right?
You got to call the guy who called you.
I got to call him. And so somebody else I'm supposed to call? I think there's somebody else I'm supposed to call. But I could do that in the car. You want to go?
Where?
You want to go there?
I think so.
All right, so I'm going to meet your hubby tomorrow at 10 o'clock around here.
I have no idea. Is that...
Yeah,
okay.
we just...
You just said you guys are meeting tomorrow.
What's tomorrow?
You're going for
I'm
a
going
ride
for
on the motorcycle.
A ride.
Good.
Did you guys want to go grab something or no?
Come and show my son the motorcycle when you come here. Tell me when you're here.
The motorcycle?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, tell me when you're here.
Tomorrow morning. We'll be here. I'll be here at 10 o'clock tomorrow morning.
Here?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. 5,200.
Did you guys want to grab something or no?
Okay, so...
You're doing the money.
I don't know. You want to take a ride to Whistling Town? Or not?
It's like only an hour away.
Yeah, I know.
I don't know. Let me see what everybody's doing. I think everybody's going to rest because it's the Seder tonight. So let me see what everybody's doing.
Yeah, I mean, I got nothing to do for 3 hours.
That's what I'm saying.
What do you have in 3
grab a bite
hours?
4 hours.
Or no?
Yeah.
Well, I don't know. Hold on. We're finding out.
Okay,
You want
contact.
to come next to Richland Town?
Oh no, I'm 50-50.
היי, מה קורה?
Yeah.
You know.
בסדר, אנחנו בדיוק חושבים מה לעשות. מה אתם עושים? לא יודע, איפה אתם? מה אתם עושים? עוזי ענה לי. כן. כן, ורמה גם. ורום גם. וגם רום שם. טוב, אני יכול ללכת לראות את הבית שקנינו אתמול? אני יכול ללכת לראות את הבית שקנינו אתמול? לפחות 5:30, 6. לחוץ? כן. סבבה. טוב, אתם מסתדרים? עוז לא רוצה לנוח? את יודעת מה? עוז רוצה לבוא איתי? תקווה הוא ירדם קצת והוא ינוח. הוא רוצה לבוא?
Mary Kate Cornett.
יהיה דברים יפים בדרך. יאללה, בוא. כן, יאללה, אני אקח אותו, ביי. תכף אני אדבר איתך, אני אצא, אני אדבר איתך, ביי. Let's go. And let's take, I want to take Ozzy with us.
You what? Oh, forget it. I don't want to go.
Why are you like that every time?
Because this is a you and I thing.
I know, but we are driving for
3-year-old.
Listen, we are
it's not a you and I
4-year-old.
Fine.
We are driving for 2 hours.
So?
Normally we'll be in the car all the time, and I want him to sleep, and he won't sleep in the house.
We're still